Okay, does everything work? That's the good question now. Hello, people person 356. Okay, how is everyone doing today? It's been a while, that's for sure. I think the last time was it like 3 months ago? Somewhere around that, a lot happened. But I think I managed to find a good way to manage streaming and my real life, let's call it that way. Basically, if I don't feel like I have any energy, I'm just gonna be watching some YouTube on stream. Because I'll be honest, playing games for me is more like of an entertainment instead of being a way to relax. So basically, I'm gonna be doing some kind of games or challenges in video games when I feel like I have the energy for it. And I'm gonna be watching YouTube like today if I don't have any energy. Fortunately, this is the last week of my first semester. So there is a good chance I'll have less hours in a week. But we're just gonna have to see for that because my school doesn't like to give us free time. Okay, so I hope nothing breaks. I tried to make sure everything works, but knowing me, something will always be broken. This is just a classic thing that happens. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, I think this works. Okay, I think we are ready. Okay, so the first video we're gonna see actually came not long ago. Like I think on Friday? Somewhere around that. It's actually from Cadicurus. Actually, wait a minute. A quick little fix. Oh god. Hold on, what is happening with this? What? Okay, we're just gonna have to go with that. It's just a little bit cut on the left side of the screen. Why every single time I try to stream something, something breaks? Like, come on. This is just so stupid at this point. OBS doesn't even let me move the goddamn thing. Okay, you know what? Whatever. We're just gonna stay with this. Okay, so first we are gonna be reacting to a categories video called The Incredible World of Completing the Best Video Game of All Time. Like I said, this came out recently. I was planning to watch some other categories videos, but fortunately, a new one came out, so we can watch this first. Okay, let's see what's this video gonna be about exactly. Oh, a froggy? Okay, I think that should be better.
The frame
Okay.
is a unit of measurement in film and video displays that counts the number of images produced by a device every second in order to determine how smoothly the video is playing, often abbreviated
Yes, these are good
FPS
facts.
or frames per second. I know this is quite a confusing concept. However, you can easily see how effective this measuring unit is all by yourself at home. If you own a smart mobile phone with a built-in high
Oh wow, I actually own a smartphone.
manually change the settings of the frame rate for video recordings.
What? Okay, wait. What's with this close-up?
Or point of view in order to see for yourself the obvious effects that frame rates have every time you hit the record button with a different frame rate.
Okay, can I just say, does anyone remember the good old times of playing any video games on less than 30 FPS per second? Am I the only one that was forced to play video games on like 15 FPS? Like that was just some prime gaming back then. Back then I owned this very weak laptop which barely was able to run any games. But that doesn't compare to a even older PC we had. Like, I think that PC was from my uncle, if I remember correctly. I don't remember really where this PC came from. But oh my god, that PC was just so slow. If I remember correctly, like this PC was barely running any games at like 10 FPS. And you know what's the best thing? I was still somehow able to play games. I was just so determined to play any games that I didn't give a absolute shit about frame rates. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really give any shit about frame rates now, but I do like having about 60. Alright, let's continue.
Apply to films though. Nowadays, the frame rate is commonplace everywhere. Whether you're watching Disney's Mufasa in IMAX,
Oh my god, not this movie.
second, or playing Smurfs Kart on your PlayStation 5 at 120 frames per second, it's safe to say that frame rates are everywhere. But who made
True.
them? And where did they
Where?
come from?
Yeah, who made them? That's a good
Of
question.
the phrase frame rate recorded by humans was in the seminal book Von der Natur der Dinge, written by Johann Jacob.
I'm sorry,
Where
what?
you can clearly see the words printed right there. However, the first time the phrase was used to describe the images per second phenomenon was in 1836, where 0.000000001% of all books written that year had mentioned it. The problem is, though, nobody in those days could really quantify a metric like that, since in a reel of film recorded from our
Okay.
reality, frames per second are
That's a lot of zeros.
each second that passes in real time. So even though the idea of moving pictures was already well underway with cartoon flipbook.
Oh god. I remember doing a lot of those flip books. That's how they are called. Yeah, I remember the old times of doing this. God, now I feel really old.
And brown horses, examples such as these cannot have a frame rate. Not even the summer blockbuster Man Walking Around a Corner. They weren't recorded onto a device capturing
damn.
one moment. They are individual photographs.
Man walking around the corner.
Making the
That is
speed,
some.
motion, and smoothness of the animation or frame rate completely up to the viewer. When it comes to actual captured frames per second, that's another story, and one that involves.
Okay, something's really off here. Nothing weird has happened in the last 2 minutes. That is not normal for this guy. I'm scared.
Video cameras, so in order to find out more about where the frame rate originated, I took a visit to London's go-to premier film and photography camera museum, literally named the Camera Museum, where you can also
Oh wow, I didn't think it would be named Camera Museum.
difficult to find, tucked nicely
And that
away
place
from
has a lot of
London
cameras.
city centre down Museum Street, and right next to the British Museum of Stolen Egyptian Hair. The owner and curator of the museum very kindly let me and my crew head down to the cellar to take a look around and get a more intimate experience with the hundreds of historic
What?
cameras.
Intimate? My man, you better not plug that fucking USB drive of yours into that thing.
That they had on display. However, while perusing what they had and learning a thing or two along the way, I was keeping my eyes peeled for the main reason I wanted to visit this unassuming coffee shop in the first place. Because for as immaculate as this collection is, I needed to find the device that was responsible for pushing the frame rate into the mainstream.
Wait, what's happening there?
Human beings had been taking still images with photography ever since 1826 with the camera obscura, and with the commercially available public cameras since 1839 with daguerreotype cameras. But no matter how
Okay,
many pictures you take of different
was
movements
categories
and
replaced by some kind of copy?
that is all you're doing, creating the illusion of video and not a video in and of itself.
Why is he
It wasn't
so
until the near end of the
normal?
century when a French man named, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce
That's weird.
the name, Louis, would go on to invent what most would consider to be the world's first video camera in 1888.
Wait, Louise from Crash Bandicoot 4?
The oldest surviving and arguably first ever instance of motion recorded on film, Roundhay garden scene, filmed at a stately home in Leeds. This is not that camera. Unlike the other posers hogging all the public glory like man walking around a corner, Roundhay garden scene was captured within 2 seconds and was designed to be viewed within those 2 seconds via a roll dispenser in a public toilet. Historians today tend to agree
public
that the film was
toilet?
shot in 7 frames
Okay,
per
what the
second,
fuck?
despite one of the actors in the film and the son of the man who filmed it saying it was 12
Okay,
frames per
wait.
second. But I agree with the historian.
12
because what the hell
frames?
was this? No, he wasn't even there. Thus, in 1888, what the world would come to know as the frame rate was born, and Louis Le Prince would be forever lauded as the man who filmed the first ever frame rate. I even took a trip to Bradford, UK. To visit
That's
the
not how you know what, never mind.
in order to see one of the only surviving negative copies of the film reel for Roundhay garden scene, the ultimate artifact of frame rate history. It wasn't in
The Great Power Artifact, oh god. I wonder what kind of power he'll receive from this.
there, so I went to the beach instead.
What? Let's just, you know, pretend we can hear what he's saying.
He called me a bum, and he jury sided with me and you armchair psych.
Caddy, there's a bit windy here.
Little did the world know, however, that when this primitive TikTok video dropped in 1888,
Primitive TikTok, that's actually a good way to actually say what this is.
unbeknownst to everyone, was secretly making notes about this new
A short form video for TikTok, that's just perfect.
Strike. And strike they did. But not any harbors. For 1 year later, in 1889, Japan would form a brand new entertainment and leisure company known as Nintendo.
Oh.
And then take all of
Yes, Nintendo. We are going in a good direction, guys.
their copied notes about Louis Le Prince's frame rates and seal them away in a secret underground vault for whenever they could use them for their own projects in the future. But I'm sure you can see the issue that would arise from this. What would happen to Nintendo if Louis ever found out about the theft of his life's work? And the answer is that a few months later, Nintendo made him disappear in 1890.
I'm sorry, what? They literally gave him cease and desist. Holy shit. I mean, I know that Nintendo is a bit predatory and protective, let's call it, but holy shit. My man literally got cease and desist. Man, that is... what the heck.
A tragic story, no doubt. But it does have a silver lining. Because after stealing all of Louis' notes on frame rates and hiding them away, 135 years later, Nintendo finally had the technology to create the world's first frame rate video game all about frame rates. And you know what? The wait was worth it.
What?
I cannot believe how polished of an experience this is. In fact, I would go...
I'm sorry, what? A video game about frame rates. What the hell? Can I just ask? Except Caddy, who else bought this game? Like, seriously. I can also easily make a game to guess about frame rates. I could just lower my fucking frame rate on Minecraft by installing 100 mods.
As far as to say this was also worth the inventor of film disappearing under suspiciously timed circumstances, because that bitch couldn't ever do this. He didn't have the imagination for his frame rates to be used as anything other than this, and this is where he peaked. This was the best he could do, and he packed it up there. No ambition, no talent. You look me in the eye and tell me that his film of a man trying not to step in poo is better than mine. I've got like 60 frames per second, he only has 7.
I mean... that is a pretty good recreation of stepping on poo.
Scrub didn't even film.
That's, come on, the classic.
Can't be too harsh to France. I mean, in all fairness, in 1888, they'd only just learned how to walk. In this game, you are given some examples of objects moving across the screen at multiple variations of speeds and frame rates, and you need to use your intuition to guess what the frame rate is. For instance, is the video actually really nice and smooth for Nintendo's brand new $500 console, or is it Nintendo's Tears of the Kingdom from 2 years ago?
Yes, that's so true. Sometimes Tears of the Kingdom was so laggy. But to be honest, that still won't beat Scarlet and Violet. That game was so laggy, it is insane. Like, I'm surprised they even decided to release the game in that state. I mean, it is Nintendo's, like, they are just like that, right? Like, they always release games in a poor fucking state, and people always buy them. That's the worst.
And this isn't like your silly walking men videos of yesteryear going off at 7 frames per second. This is the 21st century, and there's like a million of them now. What are you supposed to do with so many frames? Well, luckily for you...
I mean, with so many frames, you can just you can order a picture of every single frame of you doing something. Imagine. Why trying to find some good pictures if you can just literally put all those frames in a row and just simulate movement?
After all of these years, Nintendo were the first company to finally design the perfect system to handle 1 million frames in a video game all about frames, the Nintendo Switch 2, which much is not 2 regular Nintendo Switches glued together. As a console itself, the Switch 2 is arguably the most controversial one that Nintendo has ever put out, due to the timing, the
I wonder why.
consumer unfriendly game practices. But today, what you do in Nintendo's flagship launch title, Guess the Frame Rate, is look at the frame rate and guess it. Some games can be simple to a fault.
Well,
but
I
not
wouldn't
the
guess.
frame rate. Guess the frame rate wears its simplicity like a badge of honor. And even though it sounds easy, I promise you it isn't. In my entire playthrough, I made at least one mistake. And all of
I mean, I'll be honest, like 60 frames and 120 frames look pretty much the same. Like, pretty much at 60 FPS, you cannot really tell much of a difference.
you at home won't be able to see the subtle differences between many of the answers that you have to pick between because of this video I made all by myself, only streaming to your device at a maximum of 60 frames per second.
Oh.
That's half of 120, which is what happens when you divide 120 by 2. 1 second you'll be looking at a slightly choppy video of a bouncing basketball that it asks you to guess between 30 frames per second and 120 frames per second, and you'll be sat back all smug in your smug chair saying to yourself, I'm smug. But as soon as you let your guard down, you're thrown into the deep end, picking between the near indistinguishable frame rates of 60 and 120 while watching a
Yeah, I just cannot tell a difference here. I'm sorry.
You collect all 2 challenge medals for the game. However, for those who dare to go one step further, you'll be rewarded with a hidden 3rd medal by guessing 1 more correct. What a celebration of frame rates. From start to end, it's a respectful salute to one of those...
Can I just ask, who thought at Nintendo that should be a game? Like, who thought that anyone would buy this?
Won't ever be seen to this level ever again.
Like, what the hell?
That's what I would be saying if Nintendo didn't hide one more trick up their sleeves.
I remember when I saw my very first ever frame rate. I want to say I was 6 years old, and I thought to myself at the time, this is nice, but I really wish we can see more than 1, you know? And then we started to get 24 frames, and then 30, and then 60, and now we're at 120, and not just once, but every single second? You can only imagine how I felt when that happened.
I mean, I love frame rates, that goes without saying. I don't think I know a single person who doesn't love or at least like them. But even after seeing how many frames these companies can fit into a video every second, I feel like
We love frame rates.
Obvious question. When can we put these frames?
I remember, like I said, that time of me playing on like 1 FPS per second.
Coming right out of the gate with Guess the Frame Rate was groundbreaking, no doubt about it. Nobody saw it coming, it exceeded all expectations, and it's already one of the most historic moments in video game history, even though it only came out a few months ago. So with that being said, I don't think anybody saw what was coming next.
Nobody thought it would be possible, but somehow Nintendo did it. On the same console, at the same time. They made a sequel.
Guess the frame rate.
I'm sorry, what? I'm speechless. Not only they made one game about the guessing frame rates, but they made a fucking sequel. Okay, what is wrong in Nintendo's fucking brain? Seriously. Oh, hello Chris, welcome. What do you mean it's me? I'm always me, and I'm always watching. Anyway.
2 similar frame rates. Yes, I can hardly believe it either.
So did anything even change?
The original at the same time in tandem on the same console. How Nintendo were able to pull this off in 2025 as launch titles no less, I can't possibly speculate. But rest assured, if you found the original game a little too beginner friendly, you know, you don't want to scare away your audience from ever playing with frame rates again, then I highly recommend you give Guess the Frame Rate 2 a go. When they subtitled it similar frame rates,
did they change anything?
Similar frame rates I've ever seen. Look at that. What even is that? It could be anything at all. Is it 10? 20? That's it, it's one of those. And you're a better man than I if you can.
So the only thing they changed is more FPS options.
Gamer's crutch. Guess the frame rate and Guess the Frame Rate 2 clearly don't dick around with you. But for as impressive as the tech is, and for as revolutionary the concept, You cannot be blinded by that. For the man blinded by the rate of the frame fails to see that there are a thousand other games just
Oh
like
my
this
god, my
all in this
ears.
perfect little bundle. The best video game I've ever played. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Nintendo's answer to Sony's Astro's Playroom for the PS5.
Is this what I think it is?
Characterful bit of software built into the
Oh
console
yeah,
that
it's this one.
aims to show off and explain every component of your brand new system while reminding you, hey,
Don't you have to
it's
pay
still a
for this
video
one?
game. Let's have a big laugh.
Oh, something popped up. This says, why the gap?
So today I'm going to explain to all of you at home that have a Switch 2 why this game is worth your time while you're playing all of the other games that Switch 2 has to offer, like Mario Kart World and even from
Yeah, that's everything, really.
mainly because there's warning text at the bottom left of the screen telling me that everything in the game
I mean, at least at that time,
I've also got to pick
we
up
have
here
Donkey
now.
Kong Bonanza now, I guess.
Oh yeah, this guy is me. How did they know? This is exactly how I looked when I went to the hands-on Switch 2 reveal event in London. I was not expecting Nintendo to be kind enough to include myself in their game.
Damn
And they got
ridiculous
all the
cameo.
nailed, even down to my iconic bucket hat. Welcome to Switch 2 Welcome Tour, welcome, come on in. Well, what a lovely
Well, that's a lot of welcomes.
inviting entrance. And the first thing I see is a man who's hurt his back. Is he okay?
Oh.
I would ask this lady, but I don't think she cares. She's too busy being fabulous. Ooh, here
Oh,
we
she's
go.
scared.
Up, heading up the
Is that a disease that she's scared? A disease of breaking backs?
I can't believe they made a video game about what I did. Now, on the day I went out and bought my Switch 2, the man at the front of Curry's told me, welcome. Then I got myself a video game called Welcome Tour. Then, after booting it up by clicking on the words Welcome Tour, I got given a giant logo with the word Welcome on it. We were told welcome when we got to the front of the line. We just went past the Welcome Tour sign, and then the lady at the welcome desk says, hello. The game hasn't even truly begun. And yet we've already been hit with a subversion of expectations. Right out of the gate.
Wow, something else than welcome. That is insane story progression.
And story progression. It's new, it's audacious, and just when you think you've predicted what it will do next, it will pull the rug from under you and still have the capacity to surprise its players. What are my first impressions of the venue? Well, it feels like I'm about to check into my flight with Virgin Atlantic, and I don't like that man with the omelette on his head. Is this the biggest Nintendo Switch 2 console you've ever seen, or what?
Don't do my man so dearly, come on.
Well, that just oils my buns. What other video game out there lets you run on top of the console that you're playing it on? I will have to be honest though, biggest Switch 2 I've ever seen? I've seen bigger.
No.
And it was a lovely day. But yes, that is the basic idea.
Okay, I got knighted here.
You and your bucket are running around on top of the Nintendo Switch 2 while learning everything about it and playing a load of mini games that further demonstrate all of the new tech. Oh yeah, you thought that Guess the Frame Rate was the whole game? Yeah, I don't blame you. I thought that too. It was amazing. But nay, that is just one part of it. Horse.
So what
There's a
else
lot
does it
to see
have?
and a lot to do, which is great value when you consider it's all built into the console and didn't cost anything. As the lady at the Virgin Airlines check-in desk also explains, additionally, you can gain some insight into what makes the Nintendo Switch 2 console and its accessories tick, and take some quizzes to test your knowledge. Be still, my beating heart. Oh, and
Oh,
one thing
no.
she forgot, a stamp rally.
Not the quiz.
Stamps! This game has everything. Oh, and if I want to move around more quickly, I can run! Well, now my beating heart can't handle the blood anymore, so it's gone straight down to my willy. Oh, there's nobody there.
Oh. It's basically me every day. I'm always alone. You don't have to feel sad for me. I already do that for myself.
Hello, I'm Spots!
Oh god.
You have enough money.
Hello, Spawns.
This video has been sponsored by myself.
Wait.
Hello, I'm Spots!
What did he say?
When will you have enough money?
Never! Watch as I sell my own body!
Oh my. Who the fuck would want fuck a kite? I mean, let's be honest, if there are some weird shit on Rule 34, someone fucking a kite, it's not surprising.
This video has been sponsored by myself. Hello! Do you remember the time in 2022 when I blessed all of you with that special limited edition?
Oh yeah, this one, yeah, that was quite a while ago.
Only exclusive videos. When Caddy was making it back then, he didn't even think about the people who didn't have a Blu-ray player because he's terrible. So now we're relaunching that box set, but this time as a DVD because I pity you.
Wait, so you're reselling the exact same thing again? In the description box below, at pixelempire.com/caddy, in very limited quantities? Is that it?
No, I'm reselling the same thing but in slightly worse quality. And that's not all that's different. The disc
Oh,
has
God.
based on the PS1 Platinum range in Europe, and there's new added stuff on the disc that wasn't on the original Blu-ray disc, such as an exclusive 15-minute behind-the-scenes video documenting Caddy's recent TEDx talk, as well as a new hidden video that I'm not going to tell you how to access because the packaging of the box set is original and brand new.
My box has a
Yes.
The original box set booklet is back, but this time with a new cover, along with 8 additional pages not found in the original Blu-ray booklet.
My box doesn't have a booklet.
And the DVD box set even comes with a new and exclusive sleep paralysis demon that you can stick wherever you want. On your phone, on your laptop, on your face, on your pets, on your floor, on your face, or on your priceless family heirlooms.
Disclaimer, individual
I don't think I ever wanted to see this.
including but not limited to a 68% chance of summoning the depicted entity to inflict bodily harm on all
I'm
relatives.
gonna have nightmares after this.
One sticker. Why have I got no booklet and instead I got like 700 bloody stickers?
You know what else you don't have? These brand new PS1 parody covers. I don't either. They're not printed yet. Caddy and his artists have been working tirelessly to bring to life 24 original double-sided PS1 game insert covers, all renamed and devised by him and his troubled head, that you can actually use in your own PS1 games by sliding them into the front of the existing front covers. One side for American games, another side for European. And as for Japanese games... Oops! From the platforming classics Cash Banuka and Simon the Door, to the
Well,
terrifying
whoops.
restaurant email and silly hat, to the atmospheric Tube Maker 2 and medical, in each box is 3 mystery picks out of a possible 24.
Oh, then medical. Ah, yes, I remember that game very well.
Mystery picks, but there will be no duplicates in your box. I'm not fond of any of you, but I don't hate you that much.
Oh wow. This is clearly so much more than just a DVD version of a Blu-ray relaunch merchandise. There's so much new stuff to it. Is that it?
No, of course there's more. And to show you the rest of the new stuff, in honor of Black Friday, I'm going to pass you over to my cousin over there, Black Spons.
Wait, he has a cousin? They can reproduce? Oh god, we're gonna have a fucking kite invasion.
Don't be shy, say hello. Hello, I'm also Spons.
Oh.
Well, it is literally black.
Oh, thank Christ.
There's even a deluxe plutonium version of the box set that has even more stuff for you. With all of the stuff in the standard edition included, on top of an 11 by 14 inch poster designed by Caddy and drawn by his thumbnail artist, and even better, 12 mystery non-duplicate PS1 covers instead of 3 covers, and free US shipping. By the way, if
Okay,
you
that's
want
actually a
the
lot.
box
I'm
set,
not gonna lie.
I don't respect you, but it's
If
fine.
I would have money, I would no joke actually take
And
this.
separate from the boxes, as well as the poster.
Okay, I get it. It sounds perfect. It's not enough. Can I have prizes? No! I mean, yes! Every single parody cover, whether in the box sets or individually purchased, all feature a prize ticket attached to them, and there's over a dozen prizes to claim with them. Everything from Pixel Empire gift cards and half-price vouchers to even more parody covers sent to you for free. And at that point, it doesn't matter if you even get a duplicate or not, because you'll then get another ticket for another chance to win something else. And for the cherry on the cake that nobody wants and nobody eats, so why is that even an expression? There are also 5 finite grand prizes to claim with the tickets. There's 30 signed random PS1 games from Caddy's collection up for grabs. Wait, I didn't sign up for that. 20 $100 Pixel Empire gift cards up for grabs. 10 signed PS1 consoles from Caddy's
Okay,
collection up
can I
for
just say,
grabs.
isn't
No, I'm
this
serious.
like the longest promotional bit in any of his videos? Like, I think, how long has it,
One single lucky person
did it run for like 5 minutes already?
hat from this video signed by him. But I'm the only twat. And if you head to the description below to pixelempire.com/caddy, you can get a chance to win and become the next twat. Or if you're American,
What do you mean? I'm already a twat. I don't need a hat. I'm already a very dumb person to begin with. Let me just remind you that this stream not only started like, okay, wait, it was already 40 minutes ago. Okay, anyway, I started this stream and already things broke. So who is a biggest twat? I think that's me.
the next twat. Sadly, we have only produced a small and limited number of these sets, and once they're gone forever. So you'd better act quick if you don't want to miss out. Head to the description right now and best of luck. And don't forget, head to the description right now and best of luck. Or don't. I'm not your mum.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Bye.
So about those stamps.
Dude, sorry, I just remembered they have stamps.
The stamps are, unexpectedly, the main collectible in the game. There are 12 worlds to explore, and the only way to get to each one of them is by finding all of the stamps in the previous area. Not only a brand new idea for a collectathon by forcing you to collect 100% of everything in a level before you can get to the next level, very innovative, but also serving a separate purpose of helping you find the Switch 2's G-spot. And these stamps, to the game's credit, can be pretty expertly hidden, especially considering the stamp stations stay invisible until you make them pop up. You've really got to work for these tramp stamps. But don't worry, if you can't figure it out, just ask Fred and Velma. By the end of the game, you'll have a verifiable Petri dish of all the inky warts your new console has, and it does feel fantastic to fill up the whole set. Stamp collectors, I think I finally understand you now, and it's all thanks to Nint with their brand new Swint. But I know what you're thinking. Caddy, you're a great lay, but what kind of stamps can you get? Well, you can get stamps basically anywhere and can be attached to basically anything. It's always a stompy stampy surprise, with some of my favorite stamps in the game being
Stompies.
event, game card slot, rubber pads, foot left, heat sink, stand.
I guess we all love some stompies.
And fan. But with the good does indeed come the bad, and unfortunately not all of these stamps are winners, with my least favourites including audio jack, NFC touch point, USB Type-C connector lower, battery, LAN port, and these ones. Now let's take a step back for Type-C connector
Wait.
lower, battery, LAN port, and these.
Let's just ignore
Now,
this.
let's take a step back for a sec. First impressions are everything in a video game, right? For me, if I'm not impressed in the first 45 seconds of a game, I take the disc out and poo on it. And I'm sure that you can mention off the top of your heads many iconic opening worlds or stages from all sorts of games over the years. The Village in Resident Evil 4, the Hangar in Doom 1, Green Hill Zone from Sonic, Rapture from BioShock, the Reactor from Final Fantasy VII. Well, now we can add Switch 2 Welcome Tour to that list with the equally
Or the classic Elder Ring opening. How could we forget about the classic meme that actually happened thanks to this game? Come on, like this is just a pure classic at this point. Like, no, anywhere you go, it's always this meme.
The iconic first world Joy-Con 2L area. God, I don't even know where to go. What to do
Oh, that's a
first. There's
perfect
so
place for me.
much to
I
choose.
constantly
What do you
take the
think,
L's.
Pig? Oh, he wants to read first. Okay, fair. Sometimes I play video games and then in 5 minutes pick up a book. I can't judge you for that. And as for this guy, he just got here too and he's already in agony. So right off the bat, we have a great opening stage name, a great promise of the gameplay.
I mean, is it agony or something else?
I don't know how the rest of the game is going to top this, but we must let it try. So I suppose we'll head off and try our first quiz out then, eh? By pure chance, we're kicking off everything in Joy-Con 2L area with HD Rumble 2 Insights Quiz 1. But before we get too excited and our legs get all wet, we need to do a bit of reading first to prepare us for the first
I'm sorry, what?
game. In fact, the game won't let us take the quiz until we read all of these insights, as they call it, which is ingenious design, because if you were able to skip these and tackle the quiz head on without this mandatory training, you would get the questions wrong every time and therefore not be able to explore more of the game. Freedom stems from restriction. That's what Mussolini told me. So no, I don't mind having to read through all of these insights. I don't mind that a lot of them provide me with nothing at all. I don't mind that many of them are locked to a timer or video that you have to watch before you can move to the next page, and I don't mind that you have to reread them if you fail the quiz before you can try the quiz again. Give me all
Oh
of
my
the
god.
insights. Grant us
Why do we have to
all. We'll be
reread
quizzing in no
those?
time flat. Did you know that on the controllers, Rumble won't be happening all of the
Like,
time?
isn't that a bit of a,
You feel vibrations from the
waste of
controller
time
or
if you
with your
already
hands?
read those?
With your hands? And did you also know that the Switch 2 is susceptible to panic attacks? Please don't make me do it.
Well, that is me every day.
Please don't make me play Mario Kart.
I'm not adding any further context.
I need to go back home. You read all of the insights? Go you! Yeah, I can read. See, Dad? And that means we're finally ready to tackle the quiz all about HD Rumble. I hope you're all paying attention. What is in the controller? Microphones. How does the HD Rumble move? It doesn't. Which statement is true about
Yes.
how great the HD
That's
Rumble is?
true.
It's always shit. Where are the HD Rumble parts? Nowhere. You really know what's what when it comes to HD Rumble 2 now, eh?
Okay,
Yeah,
that was funny.
Tooted Sally. And if any of you viewers still want to learn even more about vibration and rumble technology, take a look through the drawers of your mum's bedside table and ask her all about it at dinner. Right, we're off now. Onward to find the rest of the quizzes. But before we do that, I just have to see what this kid has to say. She's dressed identically to me, but with the colors inverted. I
Oh
need
yeah,
to
wait.
fix her terrible taste.
What is this?
C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K.
We are learning the alphabet.
Press in alphabetical order. Pretty easy to remember. You know what? She's not wrong. I do think that Joy-Con 2L area is a great world name, but I was born with a medical condition where I can't remember more than one world name at a time, so Nintendo cut out the work that I need to put in to enjoy the game's world building. Spiral Mount... What? I can't remember that. I have rickets. This is Area A. Much better. Who needs names when you've got sequential data? Now run along, you little scamp, and play in the park with my children. 1, 2, 4, and 5. 3 didn't make it. While on my way looking for more quizzes and stamps, I even got a teaser for what's to come.
3 didn't make it.
I had my first go on one of those mouse controls games today. Believe you me, I was sliding around like nobody's business. No, I think that's Parkinson's. But now that I'm aware that there's a mouse mode we get to mess around with, I'm more motivated than ever. Look at this. I even found a lady about to end it all by jumping off the end of her Switch 2 Joy-Con 2, and my optimism is so infectious, I managed to keep her from jumping once she realized the SL and SR buttons are made of steel.
Just jump off.
Did you happen to notice and or realize that games use electricity?
So we do a little bit more looking around.
Oh wow. I didn't know it's electricity. That's a very good news to me, Nintendo. Thank you for such a useful information.
Get a few more stamps talk to a few more freaks and then discover that one of the new features of the Switch 2 Joy-Cons is that you can put them on incorrectly. Oh look, it's time for another quiz. Here we go. What do you use to detach the Joy-Con 2 controllers from the console? Telekinesis. What do the Joy-Cons use to attach themselves to the console? Love? Or glue? I mean, what's the difference? You should have been at my wedding. Where are the magnets that keep the controllers attached?
Yes.
There are no magnets.
That was aggressive, holy fuck.
It's good to see the challenge ramping up so soon, and the game is fully aware of it too, because after finishing that quiz, a new character in this story appears.
Couldn't they at least make those quizzes a bit more difficult? Because yes, of course, everyone uses telekinesis to actually pull up their Joy-Cons. Mega Mind?
So special? Well, she'll provide us with insights that are not
What are you
available
doing
from
here?
any of the museum plaques dotted around the place. It's insight exclusively from her own wisdom, and you can trust that wisdom because her brain is so big it became her hair. Okay, one more quiz to go. Found all the insights, read them all. I can read. Dad. Time for the quiz. How do you play games with the Joy-Con 2 mouse? By nibbling on cheese.
What are these answers? Like, what? Ah, yes. That's how you play with the fucking Joy-Con mouse. You fucking start nibbling on cheese.
What does the gyroscope allow you to do? Locate nearby sandwich shops.
What is this? Are they trying to make this difficult or not?
Underwater.
That is some prime underwater gaming.
No doubt about that, and it's in moments like these where I'm extremely thankful for the insights you have to read before tackling them. Even if they do jump scare you sometimes with Johnny Top Teeth on the Game Boy camera. That's wonderful. Thanks for that, Nintendo. So now that you have a mouse on your Switch 2, are you gonna jump scare me with the maze game as well?
Oh wait, that game, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be that face, right?
Hang on, this isn't the maze game. It's this kid's single forehead wrinkle. All of this is very well and good, absolutely, but you've thrown me into a few quizzes so far, game, so I've got a quiz question for you. Why is the escalator deathly fast, and who left my nan to operate it?
Let's go play mini-games.
Yes, here we go. It's the moment we've all been waiting for ever since discovering that Guess the Frame Rate was yet but one slice of the really good bread at the back of the shop. Each of the world's
What's gonna be next?
feature at least one mini
Guess the button?
not only demonstrate the space-age tech of the Switch 2, but also provide gameplay never before seen in the history of the Switch 2. Starting off strong with Dodge the Spiked Balls, a game where you use the Joy-Con's new mouse mode in order to pilot a UFO, avoiding balls and a lot of other
I mean,
Yes,
I
you
guess
heard that
that's
right.
pretty
Those who
okay.
didn't know, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode where you can immediately get mouse control depending on the software by taking one of the Joy-Cons and holding down on its side on a flat surface. And one of the many mini-games that use this technology is this one. It starts pretty straightforward with many smaller balls, but as time goes on, like any good difficulty curve should, the balls get bigger. Then they get faster, and they appear in lots and lots, whereas before they only appeared in lots. The longer you
Wait, why aren't they green?
you're awarded. Yes, alongside collecting the stamps, and alongside doing the quizzes, and alongside reading text, you have yet another thing to work towards, these golden medals. I didn't do too bad on my first attempt, but I needed to get that second medal. So off again I went, and after another attempt, I made it to the 30 seconds. Brilliant. I got the second gold medal. I already have more than most Olympic athletes. But you know what I did? I kept going. And I kept going. And I kept going. And once the going couldn't be kept any longer, at just over 50 seconds, I failed.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Nothing lasts forever. Time to move on to the next.
Okay, that was actually close.
There's a hidden third medal. Oh my god. and stamps.
Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I could hardly believe it either. This minigame had a secret third gold medal objective. And yes, slight spoiler warning, but every minigame after this will also feature this hidden medal. Unbelievable. Daring, even. Huh? How did you even do that? Honestly, I could ask you the same question. How did you add 3 medals into the minigame, but have the third one be a secret? And what? Stop. Hang on. Stop! Enough!
There's part 2.
Just like in Guess the Frame Rate? There's a sequel to this immediately afterwards in the same game? How are you doing this?
Damn, that's fast. Releasing a minigame and then having a sequel.
Before we can enjoy that, we have to have our first meeting with this guy, the main villain of the game, who's collecting medals alongside you. And, as you will soon discover,
Oh no,
final
the
boss.
kids.
Oh, you just got your first one now? That's cool, I guess. I've already got 5, though. Well, fuck you too, you little scab. I'll show you. I'll finish the entire game. I'll get all the medals, even the secret ones. And it'll be the easiest thing I've ever done. Because I'm a grown-up, and you're a tiny little wretch. I'm sorry, I can't take this any longer. We have to get on to part 2. Dodge the spiked balls 2, catch the stars. This is where the gears are fully engaged.
Oh.
You thought that the sequel game to Guess the Frame Rate was a jump up? Well, in this game, we're now avoiding spiked balls while trying to catch them. And the medals are no longer about how long you can catch stars for, but how many stars you can catch. And the best thing is you don't even need to count the stars yourself. The game does it for you. It wasn't long though, and as quickly as I begun,
I mean, this actually, that this minigame is not bad. I would actually say it's for a game like this. I expected worse.
No, I'm not joking. Close your gapes, everyone.
There is a third one.
Just got even better. The game where you move a UFO around a screen with your mouse, there's a third game of it. Dodge the Spiked Balls 3 twin UFOs. The
Oh, you
Burst
used to
Revolver, but the game
Joy-Cons.
is not. You're avoiding spiked balls while collecting stars, while controlling 2 UFOs together with each hand at the same time. Have you ever used 2 mice before on Windows? I did. It didn't work. This minigame is quite the step up, let me tell you. The only way I was able to actually do it was by reverse cross-eyeing myself and using peripheral vision to try and guide both spaceships around. If you're stuck on this divisive second sequel to the seminal Dodge the Spiked Balls, then that's my hint.
I mean,
for you.
wouldn't
Don't
it
try
be
to look
actually
at
better
ship
to just have like both ships next to each other so you don't really have to, you know, control both of them separately?
Also end up finding the second mini game of the world, Find the Strongest Rumble. Subtitle, Along a Line. As the title suggests, you move a cursor left and right with a mouse cursor because the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode, and then you click down on the trigger when you think you found the strongest level of HD rumble. There's not much else to go into. Like I said earlier, simplicity...
Okay, this is just horrible.
Is that I managed to nail the epicenter on the exact level of distance away from the highest possible medal score, which, if you ask me, is harder than landing on the epicenter completely. You try getting 3 spots off of your target exactly. Actually, don't try, because you can't. There's also a part 2 to this minigame as well. Find the Strongest Rumble 2 along 2 axes. But my excitement knowing there's a part 2 has come down slightly since we've already seen that some minigames can go up to a triple.
What's next? It's gonna be 3 axes?
But what is a shock is just how long it took me to find even close to the epicenter of where the rumble is once you have to consider up and down direction as well as left and right direction. You want to know how long it took me? 23 minutes. 23 minutes to move a mouse around and click once. And after those brutal 23 minutes, I gave up. So I asked my partner Keris to do it for me, and she did it in under 9 seconds and landed on the exact point. That woman really knows how
That's
to vibrate
insane.
size devices. Still though, I think you've got to give Welcome Tour some credit, because that was 23 minutes of pure, raw, uninterrupted, uncut gameplay on a mini-game, a side mode. Incredible value, considering the game's free. On we go to part 4.
Yeah, I thought this game was actually paid. I don't know why I thought it was.
Hide and seek video games everywhere. Find the Strongest Rumble 3. False positives. This time we have
What?
control of our direction. However, the pregnancy test is faulty. There are multiple vibration areas all over the screen that can be pretty strong, but not the strongest. So you need to be able to figure out which one of the multiple areas are still weaker than the main one that you have to find. And then after that, you then have to land as close onto the epicenter as possible. Okay, I know this is Nintendo, I know it's a launch title, I know it's teaching me how everything works, but come on, do me one. This sounds way too easy, even for this game.
Wow. That was pretty horrible.
Man, what an opening. Actually, no. What a welcome. Oh yeah, about that. I'm sure that a lot of you out there are probably really upset and disappointed over the lady at the beginning of Switch 2 Welcome Tour saying hello to you instead of welcome. I know I was. But don't worry, that disappointment hit me and it fueled me to tally every single time that I saw the word welcome for the rest of my playthrough. And it turns out it's 22. So the game does make up for it. However, as much fun as we've all had in this now iconic, unforgettable...
Remember, there is never too much welcome.
We do need to move on to Area B, and our reward for finding all of the stamps finally allows us to step all over your Switch screen, which is exactly like how the UK post office system works. A bit of a risky move throwing an ice level so early in the game, no doubt, but what is Nintendo if not a risk taker, a rule breaker? And personally, I admire the courage to put something like this so early on in the game. However, it is still a bit of a difficulty spike, and you have
Nintendo is just all about suing people and, I mean, protecting their fucking stuff, but let's be honest here, they are just killing the competition.
There is a lot to see on World 2, and not just because of it being more than quadruple the size of World 1. There's more stamps to find, more people to talk to that are lost on a big rectangle with nothing on it, and we even find a fire exit.
How do you get lost on a flat surface? There is no maze, no trees, no anything, it's just a flat surface.
The speakers do face downwards a little bit. Oh my god, yes! I finally found the G spot! The game spot, where you put the games in. It's also here that we meet probably the most hardcore man in video game history. A total, utter shagger who absolutely loves reading insights and is utterly overjoyed that he can get from one area to the next by collecting stamps. Dude, yes, I've been trying to tell everyone this for weeks. I think you're just misunderstood because your hat is bigger than your head. Area B, also known as Nintendo Switch 2 console area, also begins introducing us to some more interesting NPCs. And I say interesting in the sense that they're completely shitting mental. My sixth sense. It speaks to me. No man, that's your dead wife.
What is wrong with this game? Like, what? Why are they starting to talk about six senses? What? Who made this game? I mean, I know Nintendo, but who was leading this project? I need to know. Someone was really having fun making those NPCs, that's for sure.
Listen to her and fall backwards. Oh, I found some more insights about the console speakers. That must mean a quiz is imminent. What did they do with the speaker boxes inside the system?
Is it gonna be again the same shit? Oh my god.
Sandwiched between clothes pegs. Hello, I'm Sandwich.
We actually didn't see Sandwich for a while.
I'm going to show you how to make my most special, popular staple dish. Squeal like a pig.
First, you need peg, ham, 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 ham.
There's never too much ham.
Enjoy.
Whoa, you got all the questions right? Give it up for our new rising star. You're like a pro at speaker trivia. Lady, thank you. That's what I've been trying to tell Oxford University, but they just won't let me in. I really hope you're watching, Oxford Toffs, because that's not all I can do either. I can finish quizzes about microphones too. Did you know that they can capture mood and emotions? And that in the Switch 2, the external noise cancelling they have isn't that amazing, but it does its best to erase the noises. Let him off, he's trying his hardest, he's only a baby. Okay, the year is 2020.
Give him some slack, he's trying his best.
Yeah? And after all this time, there hasn't been one video game released that features my favourite thing in the world, audio feedback. I've been waiting my whole life for one video game to blast out my favourite thing in the world, and I just don't think at this point that any game is ever gonna give it to Nintendo. How did you know? Anyway, here we go.
Oh my god, my ears.
Question 1. What is built into the Switch 2? A microphone. By the way, just as a side point, for as fascinating and difficult as these questions all are, it has unfortunately made me notice one negative thing about the Switch 2, which is that the chip in the console designed to make people's voices easier to hear doesn't balance out the size of their mouths. I'm not angry, I just wish they told me. If you want to focus on the quizzes...
Like discrimination by Nintendo.
Absolutely nothing, not a single thing beats the stand quiz. A quiz all about the stand. And not only is it a quiz all about the stand...
Why is there a quiz about just a simple piece of plastic? Okay, no, I'm sorry. Aluminum alloy. That's the... Why is there an entire quiz? What they can even ask... What, they're gonna ask about the locking system of this thing or what?
But the insights you need to read to access it amount to one single insight.
There's only... Wow, yeah, that's...
No teasing, no foreplay, just give that stand a right old ram. What could they possibly fit inside the one individual insight anyway? Surely there's just too much information about the stand. Let's see. On the back of the console, there is a stand. Yeah, I'm ready for the quiz. Question 1. What is a stand?
What is this question? What the hell? Did they, like, I'm just did they even try it with those quizzes? Like, come on, bro.
Now that may be my personal favourite quiz in the whole game, and I am the most important person in the room, but alas, I'm not the only person. And this lady here is completely besmitten and borderline obsessed with the console screen quiz. Doesn't that just sound fascinating?
Oh my god, there's too much excitement here.
Yeah, but it's no stand quiz. Crazy bitch. You know, for as much as I'm loving Welcome Tour so far, I will knock it on one thing in particular. Even though it is really intuitive to lock you out from the quiz until you read all of the insights, some of these quizzes do require a little bit too much reading. In fact, some of the quizzes are quite frankly a little bit ick with how much they expect you to read. Come on, game. I want to see more stuff like find the strongest rumble and guess the frame rate, and I can't even skim through most of these insights. Can you at least cater to somebody in my position? I've got attention deficit hyperactivity. Don't give me a book. What are the little images on the screen called?
Ah, yes, I have the same thing.
Pickles. It said in an insight that the sound of clapping specifically doesn't get removed. That sure came out of left field. Jesus, yeah it did. Oh my god, did that insight really say that? That's a mask-off moment. I had no idea it felt like that. It needs to be cancelled. And to top it all off for Area B, we end with a touchscreen-only minigame that none of you will be able to see, and a HDR tech demo that you also won't be able to see, because I can't...
Well, that's just great.
So whenever I turn it on, it makes the picture go... Oh,
My eyes.
tech demo, didn't I? Completely forgot to mention them. Yeah, there aren't just mini-games. There aren't just quizzes. There aren't just stamps. This game also has
There is more?
tech demo tents scattered around that serve the same purpose as mini-games, but don't have a game to play. Isn't that fun? But what is a tech demo? Well, luckily, we have our #1 reporter on the scene ready to explain it. What have you got for us, Jim? Hello everybody, this is Jim back to you, and I'm here to... Thanks for that, Jim. Sadly, these tech demo tests
Oh,
only
thanks,
afford
Jin.
you
That's
one
very
of
nice
the
information.
secret high score objectives. But still, it's another thing to collect, and you can never have too much of that, can you? Fortunately for us, the amount of time you spend on the tech demos reflects...
You know what? Never mind. Remember that spawn sticker? No, that's gonna be my new nightmare.
One moment you'll be testing out the noise reduction microphone by screaming out loud while using a vacuum cleaner. Wow, thanks to Nintendo, I finally separated my mental breakdowns from my cleaning. But then, just when you were getting comfortable, the next moment you'll be asked to shake maracas around over 100 times. I got shot. A tech demo like this? Here? Who'd have thought it? I travelled a long way to get here, and it's already worth the trip. Whoa, that's quite high praise. And what tech demo in that tent are you talking about? I'll tell you. Playing Mario 1 from really far away. There's a demo later on that lets you mess around with Joy-Con's rumble and shows you how it's so subtle and complex that it can actually make sounds based on vibrations alone. That's shit. I want more stamps. And soon after that, another tech demo appears that lets you...
We need more stamps. Stamps are our life, our food, our source of energy. We need stamps.
There's a tech demo where you get to feel the joy and excitement of using a saw.
He's gonna cut off his fucking leg, isn't he?
Oh, leg's gone. There's another tech demo where you hold the Joy-Cons like
Of course.
motorbike handles and rev up the engine until you hit maximum speed. There's another tech demo where you mess around with the Switch 2's microphone and have a great time with some very good effects.
Fee-fi-fo-fum. I smell blood. I have cancer.
There's a demo where you can compare super resolution mode next to 720p, a demo where you splash a load of suspiciously thick water around, a demo where you can manually adjust the variable frame rate, which you're not allowed to see.
Are we sure that's water?
Adjust the refresh rate that you're not allowed to see, a 3D sound test mode that is 18+, and after being told how high-tech and advanced the new HD rumble and motion sensors are in the controllers, there's even a demo that tests those controllers by allowing you to roll a ball around that doesn't work with the screen out of the dock, so you can't see that either. We all love a good show don't tell, but personally I prefer a don't show don't tell.
Let's go play minigames.
I regret to tell you that I've already talked about the minigames here because there's only guess the frame rate, and as much as I would love to talk for another half an hour about how brilliant it is, too much of something is not good for you. So instead, I'll answer a question that has probably been on your mind since the opening of this video. That area in Leeds, where the world's first frame rate was captured, is it still there?
Is there gonna be another sequel of Guess the Frame Rate?
Well, after a little bit of research, I discovered that sadly, the stately home where this monumental film took place was actually demolished many decades ago, with only the
Oh, that's kind of disappointing.
remaining strong and currently being used as a retirement home, presumably for old frame rates. All that remains from the original location around Hay Garden scene, and right next to the other stately home currently still standing, is the original house's border wall, right here. Or is it?
That's me trying to sneak around.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of sad that there's nothing else left. But the good news is that even though the building is gone, it lives in spirit forever in the McDonald's over the road, so I'm going there instead and making the most out of my trip to Leeds by testing out something else on Welcome Tour that doesn't work while plugged into the TV. Luckily, we don't need Joy-Cons because I thought they were nuggets and they're all gone, so the next thing to do is ask the question, are you ready for the mini-game of your life? Whoop, whoop.
Of my life.
You mean playing
Womp
just
womp.
McDonald's fingers? Then yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready like Freddy, who ate some bready, died from leady poisoning, and he said, ow, I was not ready for that. Much like a few
What?
videos, there's a couple of minigames that I can't record properly because they need to be removed from the dock and therefore the capture card. Much like with this one, Touch 10. I tried doing it while the Switch was in the dock, but the dock bit me. The variety available in Switch 2 Welcome Tour is all
Then that's in one aggressive
being
dog.
able to play something completely different away from the TV pushes the variety over the edge of a cliff in a wheelchair. In what other game
Why?
can you put parts of your body on different
Please,
colours when
why?
and then on top of that, you have a part 2 of this minigame where they shuffle the colours for you. As in, you don't have to shuffle the colours yourself, the game does it. And then you have a part 3 where they make the same game even more difficult by adding all 7 colours. Despite this, however, I'm a professional hard, so even though it would be a lot simpler to get another pair of hands to help,
Why are you doing this, please? It actually makes me wanna fucking jump from a fucking bridge.
I believe in you, so don't take any help. Be a Chad Sigma Rizza and do it all on your own. And if you do it all by yourself and get all of the medals completely alone, you unlock a secret mode of the game where Nintendo helps you grow another hand. My favorite color is that one. And that one. I can't use my other fingers, I'm dipping. Off we pop to Area C then, Joy-Con 2R area, the Dark World version of Joy-Con 2L area. And I wanted to introduce you all to this world by showing you the first insight I learned in it. A long, long time ago, Nintendo used to sell its own mice. Yeah, it was a bleak period for Nintendo back then, but if it weren't for all those experiments they did on them, Super Mario Sunshine would never have been finished. We also get told about the magnetic connectors on the system body and how they—
We are learning some dark lore about Nintendo, holy.
They're not at all. And please don't bend the controllers around to test that. It's perfect, trust us. They won't shatter. Shut up. Stop looking at me. You're giving me a— Holy shit, guys, I can't believe it. So as I record this video right now, I'm in the middle of editing that very bit of me standing outside what I thought was the border wall between the original Roundhay Garden Scene house and the current still standing stately home, and after a bit of research—
Is there a new secret?
It's not the wall, it's actually another wall on the other end of the property, right opposite. That's the wall, that's the actual wall that's still standing from Roundhay Garden Scene. And it's really annoying because I want to be taken seriously as a documentarian, as a, you know, a filmmaker, a historian, and with this is an error I can't—
He's not gonna drive there again, is he?
In order to, you know, achieve that goal, but I can't justify going all the way back to Leeds to redo everything because it's a 4-hour drive for me, 4.5 with traffic. But it's
He's not
correct,
gonna do it, right?
it's not, you know, historically accurate. So I don't know. Do you think I should go all the way back there and refilm that whole scene at the correct wall? No. Time to run around and chat with the locals then.
Oh, hold on.
At the correct wall? No. Do you think I should go all the way back there and refilm that whole scene at the correct wall? No.
Of course he did, that's just classic.
No. Time to run around and chat with the locals then. And the first kid we run into and speak to does something extremely surprising. He tells us that he prefers to collect the stamps and tells his mum to play the actual game for him. Nintendo once again unafraid of public backlash, going out of its way to be inclusive and show every type of person that stands on a Switch 2, even the people who buy the console and hate playing it. Not only that though,
People of this world really do like stamps, huh?
And speaking as a person of British, I massively appreciate the representation. But Welcome Tour has way more UK-isms and slang to offer you. Not just that. Earlier on, there was a guy that said the word boffin, and later on I found someone who
Boffin?
described a good...
Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry, what? A person engaged in science. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Anyway, that's the first time I hear this word. I mean, English is not my native, but what the hell? That's just weird. What? Okay, anyway, let's continue.
job as tidy. My only constructive criticism for this that I have is that there could be a few more English words or phrases. I didn't see a single character refer to something great as mint. I didn't see a single character call me a slag, and at no point did anyone lose one of their children and shout, "Where are you, you little c-?" It's alright though, because there is another C word in this game, Area C. And in Area C, we do find other characters to talk to, and fortunately for us, they are easily the most demented people in the game yet. I think I want to try out the stand angle minigame. I think you need help. Christ, look at this guy over here, permanently stuck in place staring at an LED, and he never moves an inch. Every other character standing around doing nothing move when you talk to them. Even if it's just a posture change and nothing else, they at least animate. But this kid is the only one that just
This guy
does
is
not
way
move.
too mesmerized by the
Are
light.
they hiding under the analog stick over here? Tee-hee-hee.
Should I be scared?
Hi everybody, my name's Cat Icarus, and welcome to my list of the top 10 questions I have about this dubious and potentially illegal situation.
Number 10. What are you doing here? Number 9. What are you laughing about? Number 8. Are you giggling, or is that the Switch 2 being tickled? Number 7. Why can I see the outline of my entire body through the stick, but both of you don't have a top half? Number 6. Are you two kids messing around, or is one of you an adult? Number 5. If one of you is an adult, then what are you doing hiding under a shadowy covering with a child? Number 4. Why can't I move the camera around enough to check how old you both are, because that changes the angle of my concern entirely. Number 3. Why does your shadow show me that you have a ponytail that's been super glued upwards, and why does my shadow look like a sleeping bag? Number 2. Should somebody with this silhouette be allowed near anybody? And number 1. Why? Guys! Holy...
That's a good question.
God, Dick! I was already used to the idea of the mini-games getting sequels, but here we have a sequel quiz! I am being spoiled, and I deserve it.
Okay, this game is full of sequels.
Insights Quiz 2. How do you turn the mouse controller back into a regular controller? Contact Nintendo.
Yes. God, this reminds me of some of the fucking people that do contact the, you know. Fuck, I forgot the word. Like, you know, if they contact just the fucking companies about the stupidest shits. Like, this is like, why make those quizzes if they are so dumb in the first place? Like, of course, everyone will call Nintendo if they can't fucking if they want to turn their fucking mouse into a normal controller.
Well, it's good to know that if you ever forget how to change controller modes, Nintendo won't tell you if you phone them. Always a delight to see a fellow seeker of mouse sensor knowledge. Demented, the lot of you. So we finish all the quizzes and get another visit from the giant brain lady to give us some more exclusive insights too hot for TV. And I didn't notice this before, but every time she appears, she has an assistant right behind her diligently taking notes. By the looks of things, his outfit, the colors and everything, he seems to be a doctor keeping a close eye on her insight growth. I hope she makes it until the final boss. I might need her summon. Ever tried to guess what a 30-degree angle looks like? No. But I really hope someone makes a game about...
There's no way there's a minigame about this.
I wasn't expecting to use the console stand for a game. Yeah, me neither. paving slab head. So this is another one of those mini games that you can't record off of your TV because the standard Switch 2 dock is sadly not wide enough to fit the console and the stand fully open at the same time like it should
What?
be. But it's no big deal because there's not much to mention. It's only a two-parter minigame series after all. Part 1 gives you 3 individual angles with the degrees and a visual hint, while all you have to do is move the stand to such a place where you think that the Switch 2 console is recreating that angle that is shown on the screen that you are tilting in order to match the angle.
Why do we have to do
Degrees you
math?
mark off from the final answers get tallied across all 3 guesses. The lower the score, the better the medal, just like in basketball. After that, it's the same deal in part 2, but this time you just have the degrees you need to estimate without any visual hint at all. Please let me know if I'm going too quickly. On part 1, I managed to get my total guess score exactly bang on the score needed for the hidden third medal. And on part 2, with no visual hints at all, no less, I managed to get 2 degrees off of all 3 guesses in total. So I guess you could say I'm a great angler. The next minigame on this area is Speed Maze, where my biggest question about the Switch 2
Speed
is finally
Maze?
answered. Will it have a remaster of the PS1 game Irritating Stick? And wouldn't you know it, it absolutely does. But it's arguably even better now that video game technology is a lot more advanced, and now you're able to use one of the Switch
Another
Joy-Cons in a
sequel.
new mouse mode. I shan't tell a lie, despite all the previous minigames being great enough as is, this is the one that pushes your gamer skills to the Pepsi Max, because it was the first time in the 2 hours and 55 minutes of playtime so far that I was actually concentrating. But get ready to strap yourselves in and plow your car into a hedge, because this is our first ever
I'm curious, is there even a speedrun of this game?
Parter, as in 4 parts. Part 1 out of 4 parts is based
Like,
on
would
the
someone
original book
actually
and
go out of their way to speedrun this game?
Long walls. Very self-explanatory. You're a mouse, there's long walls, have a wall. After that, it moves on to the more complex but objectively superior Speed Maze 2 Up and Down. I've got this, everyone. Don't worry. First attempt. Here we go. Not only does this one push the envelope even further than the first book, but it also provides the saga with its first major twist. We all thought, due to the title, that this was just going to be a load of up and down, but then left and right walks in and shit hits the fan. After this is part 3, the most controversial and divisive of the quadrilogy, Speed Maze 3, A Pair of Glasses. Personally, it might be
What? A pair of
saga, but I do
What?
understand the
What do you
critiques
mean
being
pair of
made.
glasses?
I mean, I'd say
I already wear one. Do I need another
Look at
one?
how fast it wants you to get from here to here without touching the edges for the hidden third medal. 3 seconds. All the way from 10. 7 seconds quicker. How could they expect anybody to do that?
Okay, where if you make it? Okay, that's just so spot on. Why didn't Steve Jobs name his daughter Foot? I'd rather not answer this. I'm sure that's a bait.
But then, there's part 4. The tired and uninspired cash
Part
sequel
4?
that came 2 decades too late when the lead mouse was in his 60s. Speed Maze 4, A Tight Squeeze. That was pretty quick, right? Wouldn't you say? Well, yeah, it was very quick.
They're not even quicker. Oh no,
But
never mind.
somehow it wasn't fast enough. That's just obscene. What is this, Christmas morning? Do you want to know how quick?
Oh,
they
no, that
want
was
you to do
2.
this
Wait,
to hit
how
third
fast do
medal?
he needs to do that?
Half a
What?
second or faster. I don't think you understand how quick that actually is. This attempt wasn't fast enough.
Half a second.
They wanted me to go a third of a second faster than that. So I did. Let's be honest, and this is my first major unbiased criticism of this game. This is objectively luck. No skill involved whatsoever. Just throw your mouse at the wall and hope it doesn't bleed. But equally, I forgive you, Welcome Tour, because I can't be objective or fair in my criticisms when you consider that you came built into the Switch 2 for free.
He's gonna eat the flowers, isn't he? Oh no, never mind.
Are they glasses?
Well, I was close, I guess.
When you thought that this game, which is already brilliant, couldn't get any better, you can find missing items scattered all over the console. And we're not talking cool gamer things shoveled in as blatant product placement like Dorito crumbs or layers of dead skin. We're talking actual, real, tangible objects used by people with lives like glasses, hats, books, packs of playing cards, and one single pair of maracas.
Yes, of course. No one can live without those.
Tandem with all the other moving parts going on, but it's also a relatable one. I mean, don't you hate it when that happens? I remember one time I dropped my keys on my PSP. I was homeless for 3 weeks. What do you do with these items after you find them, though? Well, luckily, you don't have to bring it back to another character that was looking for them in another area of the game, because much like how the game uses everyday real-life objects as collectibles, Nintendo loops that real-life theme back around by breaking the fourth wall and acknowledging you in real life too. The game respects you as an individual outside of its game world. It knows how busy real people are. It wants to save you time. So what you do instead is hand the item into the front desk and the game sorts it all out for you. But that's not all. You don't even need to run all the way back there. You can...
To be honest, yeah, if that was in other games, collecting stuff would actually be much more enjoyable. There's just many like stuff in games where you have to go there, get that item, go back to that specific NPC, and give them that item. In this game, actually, you can actually just go to a desk and teleport to that desk and just complete it. That's actually cool.
Open the pause menu, choose the location of the front desk from one of your many stamps, and then warp there immediately. I mean, seriously, Switch 2 Welcome Tour, I love you. Just tell me to drop them and I'll say how low. What do all of us also really like in all of our games? Yes, player choice. And Welcome Tour doesn't skimp out on that either. If you want to run all the way
There is replayability in this.
You absolutely can. Thanks to the game's meticulously planned, intricate open world that loops back around on itself, much like in Dark Souls. And don't worry if you think you'll be moving too slow to do that. There's another character around here that tells you that you can hold B to run around. Nintendo have thought of everything here. And did you also know that Nintendo have had control sticks for a very long time? She seems to have...
Oh wow, I didn't know.
She takes control and puts it into your eye. So we're all done with Area C, time to move on to Area D, and this
Disclaimer, don't put those controllers in your eyes.
You get to go inside the Joy-Con. I also actually really enjoyed a lot of the console design trivia. It's clear that a lot of thought went into this very affordable gadget, like how the dock has 4 rubber feet, but one of them has more plastic on the edge of the rubber than the other 3, so
I'm sorry, what?
Of a slide if you accidentally yank a cable to prevent it from tipping over. Or like how the system knows how much data to read and process from a Switch 1 game compared to a Switch 2 game based
Hello,
on the
House.
in the Switch 2 cartridges. Good on Nintendo for making this game free. It's great to find out about the backwards compatibility though, because that was the most crucial aspect for me. If I'm getting a Switch 2, I need to be able to play Popeye. Oh god, who's this beef? Is that Bluto? Is that supposed to be Bluto?
I haven't even known this shows. Oh my god.
New area, new obstacles, new challenges, and new stamps. Perfect. You got any hints
This
for
man
me
became
on
the
board?
first person on Moon.
Stamps. Pretty awesome that we get to see the circuit board. Okay, man, you're not gonna believe this, but you can actually do this at home whenever you want.
For real, you can do that.
It won't push. I can't get it to work.
Oh, here we go.
Here it is. Oh, no. Is that you in there? Ugh. Oh, look! I'm being spoiled even more. It's another quiz. What is the Joy-Con 2's accelerometer able to
Is it
tell?
gonna be the same shit again?
Today's weather. Right then, I'm done with the
Of course.
Joy-Con 2 are in an area. Or at least that's what I thought. Because out of nowhere, in another Easter egg reference to Dark Souls, like a chosen undead descending further into Blighttown, I've now ended up in an even deeper layer of the Joy-Con. So deep, in fact, I can't even show you what it looks like on YouTube. And despite being at the lowest possible geographical point, we're still finding people trying to jump and end it all 4 feet from the floor. But don't worry, at least this guy has someone behind him to stop him. No, buddy, please stop, don't do.
Am I a AI? No. Maybe.
Do it. There's so much to live for, like stamps. Huh, so magnets are used to make it rumble. Your mummy is learning a lot today, too. Please don't ever call me your mummy ever again. Or are you talking to the lampshade next to you? Okay, right, we got some more insights here. I am learning a lot today, more than I ever learned from school, or AA, or Rajneesh, or Blue's Clues. What better reward could there be for reading all that text than a quiz? I don't know.
Yes, the best reward we can ever have. A quiz. Okay, let's see. Is there another stupid answer? In the past, Nintendo made something pictured here that could vibrate. I'm not gonna say what came to my mind. What was it? I mean, yeah, the console. Yeah, that's really that's, I mean, of course, a game cartridge. That is. It has to be game cartridge. Come on.
Asking me now what these things are? Welcome, Tor. I do think you're wonderful, but your difficulty spikes are all over the place.
Let's go play mini
Another mini game.
Golf used to be only allowed for rich people, but not anymore. Now it's on the Switch too.
I guess we won't know the answer.
It's not just regular boring-ass golf, though. This is speed golf. Ah, like Speed Maze. In the game industry, we call that leitmotif. The concept is very straightforward. You see, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode, and with that you aim your golf club with the mouse, hold the click to ready your shot, and then shove the mouse gently or hardly to hit the ball towards the grass throat. Here is part 1 of the minigame, the beginner course.
Yeah, wait. Oh, okay. Wait, how does it count seconds? When you hit the ball or the entire time you're in a stage?
Pretty curvy, which is very lucky because I happen to be fat phobic, so thank you for giving me a metal club. Despite all the warnings though and a few failed attempts, it doesn't matter. Bish bang boom, another hole in one, slosh. Then we move on to part 3 of the minigame, angular course. Now listen here, Sunshine. So far compared to everything else in Welcome Tour I have played...
Okay, it looks like it just counts the time when you hit the ball for the first time.
Angular course undoes itself in quality. It's extremely rare, if not endangered, to encounter a later part of a game that appears easier than the earlier parts and that requires less specific accuracy, yet somehow keeps you playing.
Okay, I wonder what time you need to actually do here to get all 3 medals.
Like I'm doing something wrong on purpose, but that's the great thing about Speed Golf 3. Even though it's just 3 straight shots from a starting point to a hole, it really doesn't hold back by testing you without falling back on the crippling concessions and mechanic constraints of modern mainstream.
I would actually rage here. No joke. I'm sure they have some kind of shit requirement to get the 3 medals.
Even after 25 minutes of trying to do this properly, I still cannot figure out how or why certain hand movements cause certain levels of power. If you swing hard and short, the ball barely moves at all, and if you swing hard and short, the ball gets sued so hard that it flees the country. I still cannot understand how this works, and I'm not a game dev or a controller engineer or a Switch 2, but all I can say is that length and speed of the swing seems to affect the ball
I mean,
randomly, and I just
there's a good chance you can land a hole in free.
my own limitations and my lack of understanding. There's probably a reason for all of this, and I just don't understand it. And regardless,
I mean, I'm sure the game expects you to do that to get the free medals.
for first timers, and it's refreshing to play a game without any hand holding or tutorial panels. The last golf game I played, yellow paint all over the place. I'm not an idiot, I know where every hole is, thank you. And it's an extra bonus if you swing the club and hit the ball vertically up, but then it goes the other way because it forgot something in Tesco's. I wasn't aware that the golf ball itself was trying to get away from the hole because it's actually an enemy.
What is this physics?
When you consider how advanced the enemy
Is there
AI
queso nearby that the ball decided to completely change its trajectory?
minutes to my playtime. That's not bad at all, especially for a launch title that's built into the console and didn't cost anything. At least we're now at the end of the area after all of that. That's good. I feel very accomplished, and we close it all off by finding out that this new button on the controller is in fact the cha-cha button.
Cha-cha button.
Oh, hello, Long Dennis. It's been too long. You've made it this far into the game, so now you're on the sudden death question. If you get it right, you double your winnings. If you get it wrong, you die.
I'm happy with either.
Here we go. And your question
I can also be called long because I do have something long. I'm not gonna say anything more to that.
They aren't longer.
Oh no! You got the question wrong! But luckily for you, your answer activated the gaslighting bonus, meaning you get to try another question. How have the L and R buttons been modified to ensure that they feel satisfying to press?
I'm scared what's gonna be the answer.
Real. 2 shafts and springs were added.
Yes, you win the double jackpot!
Oh! What is it?
I must use the bathroom.
Oh, sorry. It's just down the hall and then you...
Finished!
But you didn't leave. There's no mess on the floor. How did you do that?
It's long!
Young Dennis.
Yes.
When I'm playing Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, do you know what I love more than my time exploring around Joy-Con 2R inner area? My time exploring around Joy-Con 2 strap area. I have been seeing a lot of negative talk about this game online, which should all be criminalized, but my question to you all is that...
Yeah, that's why I thought that this would be a video discriminating this game, because I also heard some bad stuff about it.
Things hidden underneath the twists of the straps. You get to learn absolutely everything you wanted to know about the straps. Having this in the game is huge for the industry of big strap. Whoa, you can loop the strap around your wrist. The strap has feet to let it slide easier. It has a spring
Feet?
and 2 small pieces
I'm sorry,
of rubber to
what?
stop the strap shaking. It is a strap. It's stuck together with a running stitch, satin stitch, zigzag stitch, running stitch, running stitch. The strap can form a loop. It's fairly thin. You can detach the strap and put it back on. Oh man, really? Does it also strap? Well, now I know everything there is to know about straps. I mean, it even explained to me in detail how loops in a rope work. So I'm more than ready for a quick quiz about straps. What are the tiny springs inside the straps designed for? To catapult rubber bands. What?
That's what I'm talking about. Like, come on, the fools. Oh my goodness, what's the point of those? Like, I mean, okay, I guess children can play this, but even a child won't actually answer this, right?
with the Joy-Cons once you've looped them. You know what? I don't know. What do you think, Strap?
Guys, yeah, I understand, Strap.
Use me as a two-way radio.
What?
Well, I'll be blowed, you're right. I guess nobody else would know better about the Strap than the Strap. Thanks, Strap. And by the way, you look
Thank you, Strap.
Oh, thanks. I'm actually going to a christening. Oh, really? Who's it for? A Strap.
Let's go play minigames.
Oh god, another
There's
one.
only one mini-game in Strap World, split up into 3 parts, but rest assured it tests all that you have learned about the Strap and how strong it is while you're shaking the motion controller around, by making you hold the controller down flat on the table. But it's okay, it's not just that, because you've got to click on things and be quick about it. It's click quick. Click quick tick, click quick click brick on dick.
Wait, how fat late?
Click,
Can I
quick,
say it without...
click,
Wait.
click, quick, click.
Click, quick, tick, oh my god, wait, I can do it. Wait. I can do it. Click, quick, tick, click, quick, click. Oh my... No, wait. Let me try again. Click, quick, tick, click, quick, click. Okay, I did it.
Click brick on dick.
Then I didn't know he was into breaks. Oh wait, no, actually no, I knew he was into breaks. There was an old episode during the pandemic where he had a live breaks.
And it isn't just clicking on things quickly either. What are you, a freak? You also have to click accurately, because if you click anywhere else other than the targets, you fail the minigame and need to start again. It's like if you're playing whack-a-mole, but if you hammer anything else other than a mole, you lose 1 day of your lifespan. Luckily for us though, we can be much quicker and more accurate while playing this, because we don't need to use the analog sticks, since the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode, making this minigame a lot more reasonable to do quickly. This is part 1 of the minigame, where all you have to do is hit one target. You start here
Oh god.
and click.
It's another one of those where you just spent the entire fucking time.
I want you to do this for the hidden 3rd gold medal. Yeah, that still wasn't fast.
5th? I'm sorry, 0 point... What the hell? Oh, that's just painful. That's painful.
Thinking about this a little more though, I haven't mentioned anything about the music yet, have I? Well, hey, if there's any place to do it, it's definitely here, because the soundtrack is so good here that they allow you to relive the first 3 seconds of it on repeat over and over again as you try to get your high score. Part 2 is called Part 2 because there's
Imagine doing this for hours.
targets than the last. Do you want to see how quick they want you to do this for the hidden?
There is no shot they want to do it under a second.
Yeah, that still wasn't fast enough.
What the hell, bro?
Part 3 is called
That-
Part 3.
No.
There are 4 targets.
Oh my god. Now it's gonna be 1 second again, right?
Do you want? Yeah, that still wasn't fast enough.
Oh, I was actually spot on. This game is for hardcores, holy fuck.
As fun as that was, we are now.
Imagine, wait. Can I ask, is there 100% speedrun of this game? Is there anyone fucking mental to do this? Like seriously, is there anyone? Wait, I actually... No, I'm gonna look at it later.
All done with
with Joy-Con 2 strap area. And we've not only had a blast so far, but we've also learned a lot about how this console works, from the advanced controller vibration to all the clever little audio recording improvements. So it's really surprising that 6 worlds in, the first person you speak to didn't know there was a microphone. This is Nintendo Switch 2 dock area, better known as a reef, and it is going to go out of its way to educate you on what the Switch 2 dock is and what it's able to do. For instance, did you know that the dock isn't just a stand for the Switch 2? It also connects the Switch 2 to the TV.
Oh wow.
Since when? That's not the only insight either. You also get an explanation for why the dock has a hunchback. It's because it's easier to access the controller detach buttons, not because it's following the curvature of the Earth. I mean, the
What are these answers? First we have attaching Joy-Cons with love. We are detaching Joy-Cons with telekinesis. And now we have a curve of a deck it's because it follows the curvature of the Earth. What the fuck?
This game provides you with, while you're not even aware because you're playing a game, needs to be commended. I haven't had this much learning happen to me without me realizing since RM Math's learning system. Look at this, they even have an entire information booth dedicated to slightly raised spots. I haven't seen any booths like this since the COVID test center. There's a quiz about the dock, and then another quiz about the dock, and then a quiz about the AC adapter, finished off with a man staring at the health and safety engravings like they're Egyptian hieroglyphics. There's even a reason why the back of the dock is round. There really is an insight for everything. She's not even listening to me. I'll be your wife. Come on, let's skip on over to the registry office and finalize the divorce. By the way, do you know why I want a husband? I'll tell you. It's because I want somebody legally tied to me so they can't run away whenever I want to play.
Oh no.
And what better minigame to force your spouse to play with you than spot the individual moving pixel?
I can't even see
Don't
this.
get disappointed yet, all of you Part 2 lovers, because there is also indeed a Part 2. Except this time, the individual moving pixels aren't just moving, they're moving in another way. Look, I don't know if it was these new eyes I just put in
I
recently, or if
literally
just
cannot
how
see
good
anything.
spotting things
What
along
the
way for me,
fuck?
but I didn't find this that difficult at all. Although I will admit I am being carried a lot by how quick and simple it is to click on these pixels due to the brand new feature of the Switch 2 Joy-Cons having a new mouse mode. In fact, there are many minigames.
Okay, can we have some kind of counter of how many times he said it already? Like, about the controllers having a mouse mode.
And even tech demos that aren't even possible to do without the correct technology outside of what Nintendo themselves can offer you. This is a fresh and innovative style of difficulty scaling, IMO.
I
Not
still
only
cannot
do you
see the
need to get
dots.
better at the challenges the game scales along with you as you learn, but you also need to have the correct hardware in
Hello,
real life
Vasil.
to even do some of those challenges in the first place. After all, being poor is a skill issue, so what better way to motivate players to
I'm also blind, don't worry. I have to wear glasses. And I think I need a fucking spyglass to see those dots.
do better at the in-game challenges itself than to get them to do better at life outside of the game. If you want to complete Welcome Tour, you are actively encouraged to get outside, stop being such a doormat, and make more munt in order to buy a 4K HDR TV in order to play.
But that is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour? I think that's how it was called.
4K pixel hunt. If you want the hunt, you need the munt. But yes, I know. Doesn't this all sound a little bit, homophobic? No, it isn't. Which is why the game includes its own cheat system to help out those people that can't afford the rest of the stuff they need to complete the game, or that they can afford it but can't get it any.
Okay, to be honest, I didn't see any cheat systems in games for a while. Like, It's kind of sad that they stopped doing this. I think that having some kind of secret cheats are actually a kind of cool secrets to have. But recently they really stopped doing that, which is a bit disappointing. I mean, I understand for multiplayer games, stuff like that, but for a single player? Come on.
You can actually input a specific sequence of buttons while talking to the mites attached to your console, and they'll allow you to skip the minigame you are locked out from doing. Even cooler, this button sequence is actually Morse code for SOS, spit on salad. And topping it all off, you don't even get a gold medal. You get a second place medal in the special shade of You Tried Grey. Let's also say for a second that you do
Okay, tomato it is then.
to make something of yourself, buy a 4K HDR TV, and then come back to finish off your brand new Switch 2 game. You could get home, hook it all up, open up the mini game that was locked out to you initially, and then remember that you're blind. You can't even see the pixels.
That was me. Wait,
Initially, and then remember
that's literally me.
that you're blind. You can't even see the pixels moving after all of that, and the minigame is still not able to be finished, which makes this silver medal skipping system all the more valuable. Gatekeeping in video
I still cannot see this. What the hell?
for set examples like Elden Ring or Croc 2, but here I don't even think it applies because Switch 2 Welcome Tour doesn't give a shit whether or not you've got the wrong hardware or the wrong organs. If you can't do something, tough.
Oh.
Good luck getting car finance. It wears the gatekeeping on its sleeve and doesn't waste your time making you think that you could possibly do it. It just stops you immediately. And by the way, enjoy your grey dinner plate. You could look at this as a bad thing, and that's fair, but I can't. Because ultimately, nobody really misses out, since Switch 2 Welcome Tour doesn't cost anything. Okay, sick. We got all the stamps from Arif. So now we've got to go over to Arig. The next area is
Alright, wait, so we have the dock, we have the Switch itself. What's next?
This is Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, the microphone. Yeah, that me. No, wait, not that camera. I'm stupid.
We're nearly halfway through, and if you thought the gatekeeping on minigames and tech demos was good before, well, boy oh boy, have you not seen anything yet, because this entire world does nothing for you at all unless you have the real object that the world itself is built around. But you know what they say, if you don't
You
have
need
the
a wait, do you need a
still
camera
have
to
the quiz.
access this?
Close the shutter. You will it. So we finish the quiz and then get interrupted yet again by the apparently.
So it's like a paid DLC. But this DLC is a fucking camera that people can spy on you.
Part of the dodge spike minigame is impossible. I bet you're all thinking, didn't we already do the final dodge spike minigame? How interesting. So we've got another.
There is another sequel.
And I was already struggling to deal with the eventual end battle with the vacuous scab. Hey, how's your
I mean, yeah, for the first time it's gonna be fun, but then it's gonna be kind of boring. I'm curious, like I mentioned before. Are there any 100% speedruns of this game?
I did your mum. So after this, we get invited into a lift.
Is anyone mental enough to actually do this?
Point of the Switch 2, unless you leave the camera on the floor. And through a couple more insights, we begin to learn that the camera itself is so good, it's useless for landscapes without faces in them. In a stunning surprise as well, it turns out that Nintendo felt a little too guilty about people not having money for a 4K HDR TV or fingers for the touchscreen. So they have the graciousness to allow you to use another USB camera with the console, just in case you don't have the official ones or they were out of stock everywhere. And hey,
Wait, that's funny, hold on. You know what would be funny? Because, you know, there is a thing with Switch 2 where if you use a different USB cable, they can actually break your console. It would be funny if you used a different camera, it would also do that.
I was in London before the console launched. I played Mario Party with the camera while I was in labor.
Wait, what?
This isn't a new thing whatsoever. This here is an iToy game. And I've got an iToy camera. I'm going to put
Oh,
the
it's from
iToy
those
camera
PS1 accessories.
there.
Is this actually gonna work?
Well, it's okay. I was gifted one of these consoles after the premiere. I'll just send it back. Wait, they didn't gift me one. The content
Oh
is
no.
back in overdrive.
What
and
is it
this
this
world provides
time?
you with 2 mini games once again, double the amount from the last world, which was 1. First up, we've got Feel the Shape and Feel the Shape 2, the alphabet. Now, I think it's safe to say that every mini game so far has been flawless, but this one is flawless. It's the best game out of the lot. But why? Well, a brand new
Is
feature
it
of the
fair
Switch 2
for
console
once?
is that the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new
Okay,
mouse
it's
mode.
another...
What you do is hold the
Okay, we
Joy-Con
do
with the
actually...
mouse
We
mode,
need a
hover
fucking
it,
counter of
and
how many
browse
times he
history.
mentions
You'll
this.
feel rumbles in the controller whenever you touch the outlines of a particular shape, and then you use all of that info together to get it
You know
right.
what?
See
I'm
the
gonna
issue?
add a fucking
When
counter in
you've got
the
a selection of
editing.
guesses in front of you that are different enough from each other, you have a very high chance of being able to quickly guess what the shape is. But the second it gives you 20 shapes or letters to pick from, pentagons feel like diamonds, X's feel like K's, hexagons feel like circles, N's feel like H's, and the game wants you to do this quickly for the medals, within 30 seconds total across 5
Yeah, I
pieces.
also think about 20.
You haven't got time to feel around the intricate ridges that separate an E from a B.
Considering how many minigames actually use the mouse feature, yeah, it should be around 20.
I don't know if it was budget or developer crunching for the release date of the Switch 2, but I would have loved to have seen a nice big S and have a good feel around it. This minigame is also another choice where the soundtrack gets to spread its wings and
Rob,
in the same
what?
great ways as it did during the Mouse Maze game from earlier. You see, every time you fail a guess and need to start again, the soundtrack does the same thing and starts again with you. But since you'll be
Damn,
rushing
Nintendo, I didn't know you were like that,
under 30
jeez.
seconds, you'll be making a ton of mistakes, which means you'll be hearing a ton of...
So yes, I'm not really sure what this minigame is as well. Something related to shapes.
Oh, sorry to interrupt the music for a second, but I neglected to mention that the mouse mode actually also works on your leg. But that's not what we came all the way to Cameraland for, was it? No, we want to use the camera, and use it we shall.
Oh
One
no.
of the very few single-part minigames, Facial Impressions. A game where you begin initially very impressed that it can figure out exactly what your own...
Oh no, he never gets his meds, don't worry.
...pop up on the screen, and then get even more impressed that the face within the game somehow knows you have diagnosed ADHD and begins doing an impression of you after a line. What would be a very easy minigame of simply copying the randomized expressions is made that much more special when you
Wait,
find
hold on.
writing D and begins doing more impressed that the face within the game somehow knows you have diagnosed ADHD and begins...
That is me trying to talk to a stranger to get the directions.
A very easy minigame of simply copying the randomized expressions is made that much more special when you find yourself fighting the face to keep still while it repeatedly mirrors you perfectly. The true you that wants to come out. The minigame is an exploration of personal introspection, outward perception, and the player coming to terms with who they
Wait, does it also have medals?
Because as the insights told us earlier, the camera can see you perfectly clear. It knows this is you better than you know yourself. And it's a machine. It can't pretend. You can't force it to make a specific face, and you can't trick it into making a specific face. So once you accept yourself for who you truly are and how you truly look...
We have to remember, we have to accept ourselves and who we are.
You finally get all 3 gold medals. What do you mean 14 out of 20 eyebrows? They're identical. How much more eyebrow do you...
Out of 20 eyebrows, how many eyebrows do you want? I only have 2.
need? Do I not have enough?
Wait, is the... Oh. Well, he has 0.
Lovely time away in Area G. It was my favoritist area of all the areas. What do you think about it, Pumpkin Woman? I'm so glad I came here today. This was a nice change of pace. Thanks for inviting me. I didn't invite you. I'd rather you weren't here. Wow. This really is the highest point of the Switch 2. I can see everything from here. Whoa! No way! Is that a trapped fingernail?
Yeah, I don't restream every day. It's kind of difficult. I try my best. I think I came up with a good plan to at least stream weekly. But We'll see. Maybe I'm gonna try to somehow stream during a week. But there's just so much time that school takes from me.
This is Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller area, and it is Area H. When I arrived
Another
at the
area?
passed through, I was delighted to see everything being separated by a giant empty corridor with nothing in it, like all good corridors should be. And then I had the same question in my head that you do right now. Do we finally get to touch grass? No. But you
No,
do get
we
a
are
really
not allowed to
tiny
touch grass,
window
remember.
right on the sign that tells you where
When
you
you're
need to go. Talk about
playing
no
any
suspense
Nintendo
from
game,
random
touching
sequence.
grass
This
is prohibited.
cutscene corridor sequence really gets your mind racing on what this world could possibly look like. And before you know it, you're there. Wow. I wonder what kind of people we'll find hanging around in a place like this. Would you look at this curvature? Are you objectifying this controller? Okay, maybe that was a bad example. I can't imagine that everyone that has a Switch 2 is a misogynist. What do you think, Pooh Hair? I wonder what kind of mold was used to cast the seamless grips. Pond mold. Cool, so everybody here is insane. Exactly what I figured walking in. But maybe I would be just as insane if I learned some insights about this curved
Okay, another quiz. So, what is it gonna be again?
Insights. Part 1, it's different. Part 2, the buttons are different. Part 3, it plugs in. Great, now I'm ready for the quiz. How do I enable wired mode for the controller? Eat a bagel. And yes, I... The quiz.
I'm...
How do I enable
What the
wired mode for the
fuck?
controller?
Eat a bagel. Someone really had a good time making these answers.
Bagel. And yes, I know this is probably a hot take, so forgive me. But personally, even though I adore the original, I always thought that Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller Insights Quiz 2 was the better film. Something else I noticed here, this is the only world in the whole game where individuals have completely lost their families. What is happening in this place?
Wait, what?
Daddy, you just have to try it. Daddy?
Is this the great kidnapping of 2025?
Where did you go? Sorry, little girl. I think Daddy was supposed to be holding your hand, but he couldn't keep his hands off the seamless grips. I stopped for a quick nap, and now I can't find my family.
Let's go play mini
This is Open the Trigger Locks, a 3-part minigame series that's a unique take on the
Oh my god, my
concept of
ears.
pushing buttons. Part 1 is Die Hard, Part 2 is Die Harder, Part 3 is Die Hardest. Not much else to say. Simple yet perfect as everything else has been so far. And to get the third hidden medal, you just have to follow the button press and hold sequences as fast as you can. The simplicity even extends to your own ability to start the minigame.
I mean, I guess this one is not that bad.
With a Pro Controller, you can't. Whenever you play this, it really does feel like you're unlocking a big thing that's not there. And that's all I can ask for, really. And it's another reminder that I'm better than you because I'm playing a part of Welcome Tour that you can't because I have a Pro Controller and you don't. I marvel at your rapidity.
So it's another
And
DLC.
you, at least someone does. Overall, it's the perfect video game adaptation of the age-old question, how well do you know where your thumbs belong? And it's even got creative subtitles. Part 1 is normal, Part 3
That belongs in holes.
and
I mean,
Part
what?
2 is long.
Oh.
This is Joy-Con 2L inner area, and it is Area H. So this is what happens when you get all of the stamps in an area built like a camera. Let's see what the parasites of the inner Joy-Cons have to say. Huh? You want to know the trick? Just don't be afraid of sticking out. You know what? Good advice. Last time I heard that was from my doctor. Oh, Dad, we don't have enough medals. Ho, ho, ho. Don't worry, son. If you'd like more, I'll send you to Dunkirk. Yeah, no, I don't like these people. Gimme a quiz after midnight. Preferably a quiz about analog
Wait,
sticks, please.
no,
When you look at
please.
that, there's one. Did you know that the Joy-Con 2 analog
Please be
sticks
normal.
are quite different from the Joy-Con 1 analog sticks? Yes, they work. What is a new feature that makes the analog sticks more comfortable to use? They emit
emitting a nice scent when you move them. Should I be scared?
Nice scent when you move them. Like me. After this, I get told to look for some hidden screws on the Joy-Cons, and then it pulls the rug from under me and reveals that the screws are actually here when they know I've got the straps on because they told me to put the straps on and I can't possibly check there because the straps are on. This is actually a very good practical joke, and I've got a brilliant sense of humor. Well done, Nintendo. The writing in this comedy game is unmatched. It's up there with the Stanley Parable and Fear and Hunger. On top of that, we also find out that the screws are actually hidden by a cover so that we don't touch screws during gameplay, which I am overjoyed to hear. I've always loved playing games, but I did always wonder when they'd stop making me touch screws. What makes the SL and SR buttons different from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2?
They're magnetic.
Connectors used to attach the Joy-Con 2 controllers to the Switch 2 have been designed to ease the process. But in what way? They have eyes.
Oh, they have connected, guys. Let's prepare for a child then.
But in what way? They have eyes.
Wait, what?
Oh. The process. But in what way? They have eyes. No, they don't.
What is wrong with the person who made this?
This is Color the Shapes, which sadly I think will lead me to my second major criticism of Welcome Tour, because the title of the minigame says the plural shapes, but you only color in one. In this minigame, you need to take one of your Joy-Cons,
Wow.
twist it 90 degrees
How could they?
and put it flat on the table in order to
That is
activate
false
the hidden
advertising.
feature, which is that the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode, after which the minigame itself gives you a Photoshop brush that you can't adjust the width of that needs to fill in a shape as fast as possible without you going over the edges. The faster you go, the closer you get to that steaming hot third golden medal. Dude? Why are you playing Fortnite? What's wrong with you? Don't you want to color a triangle? It's okay though, everyone, don't worry. This whole minigame isn't just this shape. This is another one of those chunky 4-parter minigames series, and they're all unique for their own twists on the core gameplay. Part 1, color the shape. Part 2, color the shape. Part 3,
Let me guess, color the shape.
Part 4, blow up Parliament. After this is the second minigame of the inside of your Switch 2 Joy-Con world, Match the Rumble. It's a memory game in 2 parts where you have to match this rumble with this rumble. And if you make
Yes, they are totally different.
mistakes in total, you don't get that third gold medal. I will say though, I do think that the golfer should match with the trouser zipper, because you cannot separate a golfer from his hand undoing it. I suppose you could say that it's massively down to luck in the beginning parts of the game because you can't feel a rumble unless you already a rumble, but I would say that luck has nothing to do with it at all, because the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode that allows you to play the game. Part 1 of the minigame makes you try to match 6 pairs of rumble, and part 2 of the minigame is that there is no part 2. The rumble is over. But don't worry, the rumble can continue if we just make it up. For instance, you remember how earlier I picked up a pair of glasses for a side quest?
Yes.
Did you know that if you have one of those side quest items on you, if you try to pick up another one, you can't?
Oh.
I want to run on top of a Joy-Con grip. Well, you should have said earlier, you prick, because I can give it to you with Area I, a video game world that is sure to go down in history as one of the video game worlds. Joy-Con 2 grip area. Oh me, oh my. One's little head bone does perplex and bemuse. What insights could there possibly be for a plastic grip? Well, it turns out it's not a Joy-Con.
I'll be honest, it's kind of insane there's so much in this game considering it's free.
To the Joy-Con 2 grip. The power of love.
I mean, it still doesn't really justify the price they really do these times, because holy shit, a DLC to Pokemon Legends ZA costs so much.
The game is just doing everything right. Whenever you do a quiz, it's a quiz, so it's already great on the offset. But also, when you get to the end of it, the results screen does this little check over your answers before it gives you the final result. I personally really love that extra little bit of time the game spends teasing you. Are you gonna win? Are you gonna lose? Well, bucko, just hang on another 1 second and a bit and you'll find out. The rush I get every time I finish a quiz and the tension waiting to see if I did good or not is one of the biggest satisfying gameplay loops that kept me going until the end of the game. Does it matter that the losing screen is actually completely different and doesn't build up anything before telling you you lost, meaning that the build up is only in the winning screen, meaning that if you see it you know you've already won and don't need the build up in the first place? No, because I love it when video games edge me.
What?
For a video game world based on a grip, the amount
Okay,
of
it's getting more unhinged.
does not disappoint. 3 of them. The first minigame is no. The second minigame is a classic old school Nintendo
okay,
affair
fine.
called Balloon Gunt. And I call it a classic Nintendo affair because this minigame is so good you'll cheat on your wife with it. And also because, don't forget, Nintendo
Well, it's good I don't have a wife.
friendly, all-American Christian company. So what better way to avoid poisoning the minds of our children than by making a first-person shooter where the enemies are Swedish people, I mean balloons. It's really big of Nintendo to admit that even shooting ink at fish was too violent, which it is. So pat on the back. If anything is ever going to need to be shot in a video game, it's floating rubber shaped like a tit. As you probably guessed because you're very clever and I'm proud of you.
Wait, shaped like a tit?
Stick and then control the camera's direction with the cursor feature, activated by the Switch 2 Joy-Con in new mouse mode. The quicker you shoot the balloons, the
Okay,
better
he...
medals you get. And what's better than
It's...
snagging that hidden
okay,
third medal?
what... he keeps doing this.
In order to get another hidden third medal. This time though, it's with double balloons, where you have to still shoot all the things as quickly as possible, but this time also need to get better with your accuracy in order to really pop that ovary. And capping it all off is part 3, triple balloons, where you've still got to shoot all of the things as quickly as possible all over again, but this time also spend over 11 minutes trying to break the top record, and then suddenly realize your massive fingers have been rubbing the table too much and your knuckle has gone backwards. The third and final minigame is another right knee slapper called Scrape Off Stain Removal. You rub a stain off. I know that sounds really boring, but trust me, it isn't, because it's made all the more fun when you rub that stain off using the Switch 2 Joy-Con's new mouse mode.
Oh my god.
Oh my giddy Aunt Fanny, I can't believe how much...
And this is me during the night, I mean what?
Giddy Aunt Fanny, I can't believe how much better Welcome Tour just keeps getting. I thought this was one of the mini-games, not one of the tech demos demonstrating the Switch 2's new mind reader. How did you all know that all I ever wanted was Scrape Off 2 Stubborn Stain Removal?
Oh my god, that is the game of the year. Absolute cinema.
Oh no, I scraped too much. I made a wheel on my leg. And what a coincidence is that, because after getting all the stamps from...
Oh my god, there is another DLC?
Special kind of world. Yes, everybody, it's time for what we've all been waiting for. Welcome to Joy-Con 2 Wheel Area. And after having a brief little shop around for some kind of reason or sense to how we got here, we head straight for the insights, learn all there is to know about the Switch 2's plastic wheel accessory.
And let me guess, another stupid answer?
Is that the wheel has been turned inside out. What kind of people do you think spend a day out with their families standing on a wheel? These people. What was that? You're gonna have to speak up! There's nobody there. What am I doing? You're beyond help. You know how Nintendo is, and always has been, absolutely masterful at theming? Well, what better minigame to treat you to on the Joy-Con 2 wheel world than stunt driving? A fast-paced on-rails racer where you don't use the Joy-Con 2 wheel. Instead, there's a...
No, I'm sorry, so we have to buy this stupid fucking wheel to unlock this map, and then you have a minigame that doesn't even use this wheel. Nintendo.
Trick you can do with the Joy-Con when you hold the side of it flat down on a table, because the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have...
God damn it.
Mouse mode that makes this minigame far more manageable. No wheels needed. Accessibility is very important. Don't forget, Nintendo knows this. So like, if you can't afford a £75 Pro controller, that's obviously cheap enough where I do understand them locking out content until you buy one. You can easily just get up and get one really quickly and easily to finish off the rest of the game. It's a small price to pay. But that can be taken too far, and it's really thoughtful of Nintendo to allow you to play this part of the game with the mouse mode if you can't afford the much more expensive Joy-Con wheel at £17 for two of them.
Wait, so you can access this without the wheel? Wait, I thought that you can only access those areas while having the accessories. I guess I was wrong?
Excitement as you balance on each half of the car's wheels to hit as many speed boosts as possible and avoid sausages to get that elusive third hidden golden...
Oh no, he's a vegetarian. Oh my goodness, no. That pain is real.
So we've got all of the stamps in Area K, all 8 of them. It's
There's no, there's another one, right? There's no, there's another area.
Smaller than the strap world, and that's saying something, because that's a strap. But there's a reason this world is so small. It's because it's merely an appetizer for the final world of the game. Okay,
there is one more.
Where do you guys think we could possibly go next after every other Switch 2 part we've explored? What have they saved for the end? Yes, it's the Switch 2. Now, I think
what?
It's fair to say that Switch 2 Welcome
So
Tour
now we are going
is a
inside.
masterpiece. I was confident in that assessment by the time we got to World
Wait,
B,
no, wait, I mean, okay, never mind, forget what I said.
At Area D, and I would have been satisfied. Everything else after that was a bonus. But like all legendary men and women of history, it doesn't know when to stop. And just when you thought that the game of the year couldn't get any better, you get vored into your Switch 2 console and then find out that Nintendo consoles used to use cables. Welcome to the biggest world in the whole game. Suitably massive and suitably epic for the suitably ending. And after the 7 hours and 50 minutes I've spent completing everything to make it this far, I'm rewarded with the most amount of reading and quizzes in the whole game. The screen insight quizzes are so in-depth.
I'm scared. Is it gonna be another of one of those?
Thank you. I now know so much about the inner workings of how the Switch 2 functions, I think I'm ready to pick up a headset for Nintendo customer service. I told you this game was brilliant, everybody, and this is proof. I've had the best fun I've ever had, and I got workforce training. Then, I can use that training to get myself a job at Nintendo customer service, and then make enough money to buy a 4K HDR TV to finally allow myself to finish the game that trained me to make money to buy a 4K HDR TV to finish the game. Art. This game is art. It doesn't come on a cartridge, it comes on an artridge! And what better way to start closing off this game than by doing the main gameplay mechanic we've learned how to master after all this playtime. Running. And the game pulls out all the stops here by putting 1,000 new obstacles to get in our way. Microchips and processors. Should you be able to jump or stand over them? No, because that's hand-holding, and I for one like challenge in my games. I want to feel the struggle from being stuck
I guess, of course, yeah, true. Everyone hates jumping.
When I finally get to run down a giant piss road in order to earn a microphone stamp. Only 17 to go? Oh, why can't it be 18? Don't end! But stamps are only one part of the conversation here. What new tidbits of information can we pass while we're performing keyhole surgery on Nintendo's latest child? I might as well just front load all of it now because it is a lot. Saving all of the coursework until the very end, I'm all here for it. For starters, we find out here that the Switch 2 can't use micro SD cards. Instead, you need to use micro SD cards. And on top of that, they also use
of course, yeah, my bad, yeah, true.
To control the heat. I know another thing that used graphite to control the heat, and it worked perfectly. Chernobyl. We also discover a bit more about the battery, and in a shocking move of bravery from Nintendo, they decided to just be brutally honest about it by saying, hey, we tried our hardest. I don't know how anybody could complain about that. It's not like you're being lied to. They tried.
Yeah, they try.
Still tell you that it's out of battery when the percentage says that it isn't, but more importantly, from full charge, you'll maybe get at least 1 hour from Mario Kart. Again, don't complain complain though, as they themselves remind you, if you used the original Switch battery, that time would be even less. So if you think 60 minutes of Mario Kart isn't enough, well, if it was on the other battery, that would take it down to 50. You know what this is? This final world is Nintendo apologizing. After 8
Nintendo
hours of
apologizing?
pretending a Switch
There
2
is no
they're so
way.
big enough to acknowledge their faults, admit they're not that great, and take accountability at the final hurdle, all within a playable format. The detail here is so rich, they even named the area after all the L's that they were willingly going to take here. And the game is free. The savage honesty here must be commended, and these L's within Area L don't stop coming, even to the extent of the people that you can talk
Coming?
to. The console speakers are nice, but the headphones are better. And how about the doctor's patient talking to you once again and letting you know that in one of the tech
Oh, the
demos
Mega
you did
Man.
2 hours ago, if you go back to it, you can honk a horn in it. This is Nintendo's defining statement. Their soul shamelessly being laid bare for all to scrutinize, and all at the final stretch of the game. It's bold, it's brazen, it's fearless. I don't see how anyone can call it a negative, and I want it in every future video game. It doesn't matter how ride or die you are for supporting Nintendo, or how invested you are in this game, or even if Nintendo takes that monumental of a risk of possibly losing you and undoing all the love you have built for the game at that very final moment. They are still not above just telling you outright that the Switch 2's screen is fine, but the Switch 1's OLED screen is better. Here's a quiz question. Is the red light on the Switch 2 screen produced by an apple peel? You know what? It might as well be. Why not?
Of course,
After
yeah,
everything else
it
I found,
must
the
be
whole
apple
console is
peel.
held together with super glue and spit. What other flaws are there to learn? How about this? The Switch 2's GPU is several times faster than the Switch 1, and it's so powerful it can fully render a PS1 man. We also find out more about the screen itself and how it's been pushed into the console body more than the Switch 1's was, precisely by the width of a piece of paper, because according to Nintendo, it prevents it from coming into contact with the floor or other surfaces. Few things about that. First of all, the analog sticks do a fine enough job of that already.
Yeah,
You
that's
wouldn't
true,
know
first
that
of
if you
all.
didn't know tech.
Second of
Secondly,
all,
if your
it can
Joy-Cons
hit
are
it in
connected to
the angle.
In what situation would you ever have it gently face down on a perfectly flat surface anyway? The stand doesn't allow it to fall forward, so if it did get knocked down screen first, the screen itself would slam on the floor, and then that paper width of extra gappage won't save the screen from the fact it was just slammed on the floor. Thirdly, what
Yeah.
floors are you talking about to avoid contact with the screen? Have you been to England before? England.
Exactly, that's what I said.
Here, it's broken, just like your screen would be if you left it on the floor. In England. Oh, what's this? What's this? The Switch 2 console can feel human emotions? Good. Then you'll be offended if I call you console slurs. Now, if you don't mind, I need to have a quick moment alone. with
What's
your rather
all the
volatile
even console
unseen
slurs?
vibe. It's the final area. What did I expect? Of course the stamps were going to be kept.
Like, would it be a special language?
Don't you keep me away from my stamps, you fuck! Where are they? Where are they? Oh, I found one. A person stamp. Shoot, we don't have enough medals. What should we do? Want to go back to the previous area and get some more medals? Yes? What else can you do? It's been decades since an exhibition's had me this fired up. It's not that, you're standing on the heat pipe. Good to know that even until the very last level, the people inside the Switch 2 are just as far gone as the people on top of it. Alright game, okay, reel it in a bit. Put it back in your pant. I do absolutely adore quizzes, make no mistake. And this lady knows it. You deserve a quiz, I'd say.
Oh
Yes,
no.
I do. But I will be harsh for a sec. I think that maybe there's just a bit too many at the final part of the game. Look at this. I'm now learning insights all about the Wii U chat for the Wii U.
Wii U?
And now, to check that I am indeed paying attention, one of the questions is making sure I know that in order to talk to someone else with the speak accessory, I have to use my voice. We're nearly there though, everybody, so you just need
Oh
to
god, I didn't know I have to use my
for
voice.
a few more minutes. And after learning everything you'd ever need to know about the file size 256 gigabytes, we get treated to the history of storage and fans. Oh no, Rosie, my sister, why are you playing the Sega Mega Drive on your Switch when you should be playing the Heat Dissipation Insights quiz? Oh, and another thing, there are actually more heat dissipation insights. Really? Like what? I thought I already learned everything when I was told that electronics get hot and that the Switch 2 is an electronic that tries not to get hot. Hot air goes through the heat pipe. The quizzes are completed. Oh boy, what a boy. Thanks for playing. No, I didn't play the quizzes. I answered them. But let's get down to brass tacks.
That's
Even
true.
though I reveled in all of these quizzes for the sheer enjoyment alone, and that is all the reward that I need, I would be a bad, professional, licensed, qualified gaming journalist if I didn't answer the question, do you get anything else for completing the quizzes?
Let me guess, nothing?
Yes. The hospital patient comes to see you, and she says, it means a lot to me. Typical women thanking you for doing quizzes.
Let's go play minigame.
There's one more.
So with Area L, Nintendo Switch 2 console inner area, being the most complex, in-depth and multi-leveled world in the whole game, with the hardest hidden stamps and the most amount of quizzes and insights so far, you'll be ecstatic to hear that they also included the most amount of minigames here as well, too. The first minigame is Slot in the Shapes, a game that I haven't
Oh,
played.
no, that is too hard for
It's
me.
not just a baby game though, don't listen to the other reviewers, they're wrong. This is absolutely not just a Fisher-Price sorting game. In fact, to quell the spread of misinformation that's so prevalent on the internet nowadays, here's what you actually do. By using the Switch 2 Joy-Cons with your mouse,
Oh my god.
in properly, you also have to do it very fast. And that's not even including the fact there's also a sequel, Slot in the Shapes 2 Floating Slots, where the slots now aren't staying still, and instead, you guessed it, slot. But this isn't something you
Oh, yeah, of
perfect
course.
game on Nintendo. Come on! You know what perfect minigame you do end a perfect game with? Breaststroke Floaty Frustration, a minigame where Pinocchio has lied one too many times so Geppetto drowned him.
No, I imagine something else. Just don't pay attention to me.
But you know me, I'm great. So of course it didn't take me long at all before I got that hidden third medal and my breaststroke was up there with the greats like myself. Not to mention it also closes off everything in the whole game nice and completely by reminding you, just in case you forgot after all the times in the game that you haven't used it, that the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have a new mouse mode.
Oh my god.
We are home free. All of the quizzes are done and so are the mini-games. I'm lying. Do you remember ages ago there was that strangely veiled threat by the clever quiz patient suggesting that the final part of the Dodge the Spiked Ball minigame is impossible? And I never went back to it because it frightened me? Well, that's not the only minigame in this collection that has a final part only unlocked by having nearly every other medal in the game. In fact, there are 3. Click Quick 4 requiring 77 medals, Speed Golf 4 requiring 81 medals, and Dodge the Spiked Balls 4 requiring 99 medals. I hope I have enough for them. It's okay, I have enough for them. Starting off with the 3rd highest medal requirement is Click Quick 4.
So what's gonna happen this
You
time?
thought the idea of clicking things quickly wasn't enough for you in the first 3 parts. Part 4 really throws the concept into overdrive by not giving you any idea where each target will pop up next. You want to see how quick you need to click? Yeah, that still wasn't fast enough. I can't complain though, and I won't complain, because this is of course one of the ending challenges. So
What
does it
the
mean it
hell?
took me 17 minutes and a mangled crab shrimp hand to get it? No. Next minigame, the 2nd highest medal requirement and therefore the 2nd hardest
Oh, the
challenge of whole
golfing
game,
one.
Speed Golf 4 Pitfall Course.
Oh. Why was it easier than the previous one?
Game with the highest medal unlock requirement. Dodge the Spiked Balls 4 Twin UFOs Nightmare Mode. And if you at home think
Again, wouldn't it actually be easier if you just had both UFOs next to each other?
yourself without even practicing the minigame a single time. All you have to do is get better at socializing, find someone who loves you, and then make
Oh,
them move on.
okay, yeah, no. That's the, oh, no, I lose. There is no way that's gonna ever happen.
Foes while you move the other, and it will be done in no time at all. To be frank, I'm honestly shocked that Nintendo would insult their own customer bases like that. They didn't even consider that people would ever cheat on the hardest challenge by using 2 people, because whoever actually bought a Switch 2 must be alone. Oh no, jeez. I
Oh,
felt
the
bad.
child.
It's the final boss fight, everybody. After getting every single medal in the game, he's finally ready to get in the MMA cage, and I'm bigger than him. Come on then, scab. What have you got to say about all of my medals now?
I don't believe it.
Oh wait, is that it? There's no fight?
Wait, really?
Oh. Well, can I at least get your name? Nice to meet you, Classified. Is your last name
yes.
advertising? Okay, so there may not be a full-on final boss
The
fight in
classic
terms
name
of
for a
who's actually
child.
the best medal collector, but I don't need one. I win by default because I have friends and he doesn't. You see, with a name like that, it's obvious that even his parents don't like him, so who the hell else will? And just to make sure that he definitely loses, I happen to know every child's #1 weakness, cars. No matter how incredible, how groundbreaking,
Well,
how life-affirming
that's
this game
one
is,
way
though,
to deal with
as the
children.
famous saying goes, please stop. And in order to stop Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour and finish it off definitively and forever, we've been invited to visit the top secret final room and learn the truth. So off I run with my little blue twat hat, also known as a twat, all the way over to... Oh, wait, I went the wrong way. So off I run all the way over to... Oh, wait, that was the right way. So off I run all the way over to... Oh, I'm stuck. And here we are, the Nintendo Illuminati. They are all silent, stoic, unflinching, as I tiptoe around them to try and find the final stamps, while I'm trying to work out exactly what they're doing. Oh man, what? System on a chip? I love that band. This sub-area here is the smallest part of the game so far, and yet with such a small size, not an inch is wasted. It's jam-packed with more of the gameplay we've all come to love and master, running, and then it's all tied up in a bright red bow with the
So is that really it? Or is there anything else?
mastermind of this perfect dream you've been witness to. And then she gifts you with the ultimate victory lap to expertly summate everything we've come to learn and love about Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Another quiz. But
Oh god.
just like any of the other quizzes so far, there's no insights you need to read, no crutches to lean on, and no guides you can look up online. Instead, you are
Wait, is
forced
that
to
a
engage
normal
in the
quiz for
endless and
once?
most satisfying battle of wits that the game has prepared you for all this time, featuring such questions as, what is this in the middle of the Joy-Con grip? What shape is... Such questions as, what is this?
Fit? I mean, what?
Of the Joy-Con grip. What shape is the wheel? And what console is this game about? It took me a while and it was a mentally grueling task, but after at least 2 minutes, I was done. This is it. All of the minigames, all of the medals, all of the quizzes, and just before the credits roll, we earned something that made the whole journey worth it. The curator of the exhibit calls me an expert in Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Congratulations, Caddy. You did it.
That's all I ever wanted my dad to tell me. Oh, hang on. Wait! Stop! What about all of the lost junk I've been finding with my one singular pocket that can't fit more than
Oh yeah,
one thing
what's...
at a time? Don't worry,
Is
I
this
didn't
doing
forget,
anything?
and you bet I can't wait to see what reward there is in store for this. Not just for doing all of this as its own separate task, but also for it being the final thing I need to do before 100% completion. Here you go. Everything returned. My community service is now over. Can you please wipe the murder charge? Because if you don't, I'm gonna kill you. I don't believe that anyone has explored this exhibition quite as much as you. I'm honestly not sure how to repay you.
How dare she? After all this work?
So I won't. In conclusion to my long-form video essay journalistic critique, what more can I say about Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour? Hopefully nothing, because this is the conclusion. Even with everything I heavily praised about the final world, Ariel, Even I could not see coming how Nintendo would stick the landing and commit to the anticlimax right up until the final line of dialogue. And amongst everything else I've already discussed in terms of the sheer artistic achievement for the medium, that unexpected and unconventional ending forcing you to face the ugliness of human endeavor even after everything the game does conventionally correct just goes to prove Welcome Tour as Nintendo's Shadow of the Colossus. What was this game, deep down, truly actually about? You could say that it was an interactive instruction manual, or a free method for Nintendo to train customer service staff, or just a fun little adventure that is indeed a fantastic and flawless game on its own.
I mean, I'll be honest, this is a free game. I'm surprised there's so much things there. Like, for a Nintendo, releasing a free game with quite a bit content is actually quite surprising, not gonna lie.
But spliced with brand new tech demonstrations and educational explanations about how this brand new device works. Reviewers and journalists will likely be grappling with the question of what this game is truly about for the next 30 years and still not have an answer. But I think this
No, don't worry. They'll for sure make another one.
to hear that appears at the end of the game sums it up better than anyone else ever could. Oh, now I get it. This was a direct look into the workings of the Nintendo Switch 2 console. As a game alone, it's super.
Oh my god, I didn't know.
As a launch title, it's mind-blowing. But then when you take into account that just like Astro's Playroom on PS5, it's immediately available, built into the console, and for free, then you realize that it's as close to perfect as a video game can be. My total playtime on Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, I'm curious, what was it?
And 58 minutes. And was it worth
Actually,
it?
it's not so bad. I thought it would be worse.
Not even for a microsecond. Because I'm friends with Scott the Woz on Nintendo, and you aren't. What do you mean it's £8? It's not free. $10.
Oh. I knew it was paid.
Now? No?
Yeah, I knew it was paid. Yeah. Look, then it was executed. Driving under influence, arson and tax evasion. Oh my goodness, of course, he must have done it one more time. Oh. That's cool. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, I knew it was paid, like, he actually managed to gaslight me. Just before watching this, I knew it was paid. But he made it seem like it was free all along, so he actually managed to gaslight me, and I thought it was actually free. But no, it is actually a paid fucking game. I mean, I don't really know what to say now. I mean, if it was free, it would be quite a good game. But because you have to pay for it, I don't think it's really worth it, your money, I'll be honest. Okay, I guess we are done with this one. Let's go to this one. Oh god. Okay. So now we're gonna watch the cruel world of getting all 202 platinum relics in Crash Bandicoot. Of course, by our lovely Cadicrus. Let's start.
And And so I said to the vicar, I'm not a man, I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, you are the bricks.
Really starting to like you now, Bricks. I don't think I ever want to leave lockdown.
That's good because you can't.
Oh, hello, welcome to my show.
Hello.
I'm Paddy, and when I'm not busy committing treason in America,
Wait, what? He's an American traitor. Okay, that's good to know.
most likely find me playing Crash Bandicoot games. yeah, that's all I ever do with my life. I'm either playing Crash or being an American traitor.
I know it's a perfect setting for an amazing life.
For the marsupial. I mean, last year I even did a video making a tier list rating all of his butts from every game he's been in. Terrible seat. But for anybody
I agree that is a terrible seat. That is a seat from Crash Boom Bang. This is absolute dog shit.
Tier list rating all of his butts from every game he's been in. Terrible seat. But for anybody new here, well, hi. On my channel in 2018, I decided to label every
Yeah, the
June as
Bandicoot
PS1
month.
month, where my channel briefly goes on a Crash deviation to celebrate everything and anything to do with Crash, including his buttocks. Creases. You see, if it weren't for Crash, I probably wouldn't be here making videos.
Actually, how many pronouns are to a butt? Wait, no, I didn't. I laughed, never mind.
Crash 3 Warped was the first game I ever played. It was the introduction into the games industry for me. And since then, I've followed Crash through thick and thin. Hence, I wanted to dedicate a whole month to talk about him. Okay, that video was late.
So yeah,
Yeah, just a little bit.
Still turned into bricks outside. That's not going to stop this train. So welcome, lumpies and germs, to Bandicoot Month 2020.
Oh wait, it was in 2020. Oh wow.
Why is it in June though? Pretty simple, really. I was born in June 1994, and Crash 3 was the first video game I ever played. And then the Insane Trilogy.
Yeah, if I remember, Crash 3 was also the first game I'd ever played. I think I played when I was like, I think 4 years old? Somewhere around that. I actually don't remember anything. My parents just told me that that was the game I played when I was little.
2017, followed by Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled coming out in June 2019. Basically, the stars all align when it comes to the month.
Oh yeah, Crash Nitro Fueled. Yeah, oh, that was a good game.
The Bandicoot month is not a very original name, but it's a lot better than Jundicoot. And God help us, we don't even talk about Bandicunt.
But with such a
Oh god, the last one will have been horrible.
So too comes a desire to perfect his games. And yes, I have indeed broken all the boxes and
Yeah, the time trials. I played different Crash games. I never really went for the time trials. And I don't really know why. I mean, I guess they were a bit too hard back in the day, and I just never really bothered doing them later on.
A few years ago, I uploaded this video to my channel.
Crash 1, I did it. Crash 2, I did it. Crash 3, I did it.
Yep, I got every single Platinum Time Trial relic in the classic Crash trilogy.
That's actually pretty good. I mean, he did 202, so that is nothing compared to all these free games.
And so, since I guess I never recovered, I thought I'd take it one step further and make a video talking about what I went through when I woke up one day and decided that all the Platinum relics in the original trilogy wasn't enough. Welcome, everybody, to the time that I got.
Yeah, this number must have updated because Crash 4 released. It was before Crash 4 began released. Wait, I think it was way long before it released. When did it even release?
And use those new power-ups to reach them. It also gave you more unique ways to get through the levels in general and made some of the later stages more difficult to test your knowledge of these new abilities. At the end of the game though, you get all the crystals and fight to the death against the evil Ned Cortex, who falls down a big hole while dropping behind the final power-up, a new pair of Nikes. At face value, these seemed very unhelpful and pointless. I mean, I've already got some Adidas at home, especially
I mean, come on. These are some nice free Nikes. Come on, why not take them? You can, I guess, sell them to just some random person on the street.
when compared get to a double jump or fruit bazooka, these seemed unnecessary and a bit of an anticlimactic reward for beating the game. But then you go back into the earlier stages to grab the final collectibles you missed, and at the very start of the level, you see a weird looking thing that looks like a rotting lemon. Curious, you touch it, and then... Whoa, what's this? Who blew that whistle? Why did the Wumpa Fruit fly away? Why is there a timer? Does that mean I have to run? I'm gonna run, you know, I'm gonna run. Come on, crash, dash.
Yeah, that was basically my first reaction to the time trials.
The time trials, and you are tasked with replaying every level as fast as humanly possible.
I was a little shit. I didn't know what was really going on.
Usually break for the clear gem, get replaced with time crates that halt the clock for the amount of seconds.
The only real Crash game I remember vaguely playing was, I think,
boxes in the middle of Agrabah. After which, beating the best times of
I think it was the Crash 2 when I emulated it.
Sapphire Relic might as well be a participation certificate worthy of a single clap.
Well done. You tried.
They are the easiest to get by far and barely require much rushing at all to obtain them, so I suppose they're there to pat your children on the back. After this are the golden relics, a bit harder to get than Sapphire, but they are the bare minimum.
Yeah, the gold ones. I think in the remakes of Crash 3, I think I did the gold ones only just to get the completion.
But then there are the platinum time trial relics.
And yeah, our most lovely platinum relics.
It requires you to know the stage inside out. Not just the best routes to take for shortcuts across the terrain, but the best way to get around enemies, to exploit certain obstacle timings, to use all your power-ups, to pick up Aku Aku hit point masks and sacrifice them at the right moments while keeping him for other moments so that you can go invincible after you get 3 of him. It's more or less speed running as a standard gameplay mechanic. Oh, what's that, kids? You can't play that?
Yeah, it's about to really abusing the mechanics of the game with platinum relics.
In most of the Crash games following afterwards, including Crash Team Racing. And hell, when the Insane Trilogy came out, they even added time trial relics into Crash 1 and Crash 2.
Yeah, the originals, the 1 and 2.
To this day, Crash fans remain divided about them. I mean, were they a cheap form of padding that were there to needlessly stretch out the games in a series that was losing ideas by game number 3?
I mean, I'll be honest, it's a introduction of time trials was a good idea in my opinion. Is it actually a good way to extend a length of the game while giving some kind of challenge? But I would like if Platinum Relics gave something more than nothing. I mean, in Crash 4, they are required for completion.
You're doing it all in a completely different way. It's almost like you're playing a totally different stage. Not to mention, the relics themselves aren't just a random optional collectible to flash your E-pin around to nobody because you're alone in your house. They contribute to game
definitely.
Not just for grabbing the final hidden gems, but also for unlocking access to secret levels that are only unlocked by grabbing a certain number of relics. Whether it's a secret platform that takes you to a secret warp room full of extra levels, or a new race that you have to beat to get the secret ending, the relics don't only provide a new level of difficulty to levels that you may have found too easy, but also give you...
Yeah, I actually completed everything in Crash Team Racing Nitro Field. Like, including all the platinum relics, all the time trials, including the very difficult developer time trials. It took me, I think, around a week to beat those. And what was else? And yeah, of course, the story mode, 100%.
The platinum relics do nothing for you at all. The gold ones are all that you need for completion.
And yeah, like he mentions, the platinum relics give you shit.
Because I'm incomplete. And the title of this video isn't lying. Over the last few days, I have spent hours on top of hours in some vain, pointless attempt to grab every single platinum time trial relic in every Crash game that has them. Every single one. This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in any game.
I mean, yeah, considering some of the games have, Wrath of Cortex, I think I don't have to explain why that one would be the hardest, right? This game is a broken mess. It's just a pure truth.
So I can get the entire internet off of my back before I'm called a filthy liar. This is my save file for Crash 1 Insane, and here are all 27 platinum relics. Here is my save file for Crash 2 Insane, and here are all 27 platinum relics. Here is my save file for Crash 3, and here are all 31 platinum relics. Here is my save file for Crash Team Racing, and here are all 18 platinum relics. Here is my save file for Wrath of Cortex, and here are all 30 platinum relics. Here is my save file for Crash Nitro Car, and here are all 13 platinum relics. Here is my save file for the
Yeah, also, about the kart racer games like Crash Team Racing. After I'm done with FNAF World Refreshed, I still have to do that one. It's been a while since I played it, but I have to do this, and when I'm done, I will play on stream the Colors 2. It's a really good game. I did play it a little bit just to try it. It's really good.
202 literal perfect run-throughs of stages as fast as possible while hitting every time-stopping crate, avoiding enemies and getting stuck indoors.
Yeah, that's why I never bothered doing the platinum ones.
Recommend you doing this unless you have nothing better to do or have a YouTube show where you can show off to strangers.
Okay. Hold on. Should I do this? I'm gonna leave this question for now.
For me, this surpassed the definition of painful. In fact, at many points, I could swear that my thumbs were gonna fall off.
Oh, there you go.
It took you so long to grab every platinum time trial relic in the Crash series that you'll become a relic by the time you're done with it. This was me before I started making this video, and this was me after I finished it.
Are you feeling okay?
Don't even talk to me. And aside from talking to you all about my experience going through with this, I've got absolutely nothing to show for it. So I made myself a badge.
But I mean, there's only so many different ways I can
I mean, that's a great way to appreciate your own effort.
Platz is diffy, so I won't go on about it in a general sense anymore. Instead, I thought it would be fun to go through miniature top 5s in no particular rating order for the hardest platinum time trial relics to get in each and every game that has them. Not counting Crash Bash, by the way, because those relics aren't from doing any time trials, they don't use time crates, they take far too long to unlock, and because Crash Bash makes me want to die. They also didn't
I mean, yeah, Crash Bash was not really that great. And yeah, the time relics are, you know, not really time-based, kind of.
Play the game for 10 minutes, get bored of it, put it back on the shelf and leave it there for the rest of your life. After this, it eventually becomes a relic itself. It's also worth mentioning that
yeah, it is a true relic.
Of Crash Team Racing and Crash 3 because they're more or less exactly the same thing as the originals and just look nice.
And yeah, aren't they harder on this version? Oh yeah, there it is.
And I'll only be covering the relics that you can get in the campaign modes of each game, and that can be added to your total platinum relic tally, which means that the brand new added levels to the Insane Trilogy do count since they get added to your campaign total, but
yeah, the special ones.
Because getting the relics there doesn't count towards anything.
Oh wait, no, I did actually do everything in Nitro Fueled. I actually didn't do all of the platinum relics on all of the maps besides the story ones.
Because I did them on the original game already.
And with that, in no particular order, let's
well, maybe one day.
The hardest platinum relics I had to get from Crash 1.
This game was pretty damn
what could be difficult? I mean, it is a slow-paced one.
The remake on the Insane Trilogy, there's one thing that rings true about the entire game. It isn't supposed to be rushed. It's 4-play Bandicoot. Because of that, when Vicarious Visions added relics to the original Crash for the remake, just because they could, they didn't even bother to add the Crash Dash as a power.
I mean, one of the temple stages, possibly, right?
However, this doesn't mean that the platinum relics still aren't an utter prick to grab, because with the game's platforming itself...
Like the first temple one, possibly? I mean, this one is a piece of shit when you play it casually, so I'm guessing it will be even more difficult.
I tried to get in this game was with Sunset Vista.
Wait, is this? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's this one. I remember dying on this stage a lot.
Nothing else. This stage in a normal setting isn't too taxing.
I hate these temple-like stages. They're fucking annoying.
To defy common sense and physics by jumping after being pushed away by protruding walls. You need to make sure that you time the start of your run perfectly so that you aren't stuck behind timed flaming torches. You need to make sure that you don't get hit at all so that you can invincible aku your way across the middle part of the level.
Yeah, and that's the type of shit you have to deal with every platinum relic. That's why I never even bothered.
So you'd better make sure the position they're in on your current run will be just right for you to hop, skip, and jump across them. Otherwise, you'll hop, skip, and suffocate. And these bats, sweet mother craphead, these bats. Sometimes you can spin them all away, no issue, and sometimes you can't. No idea why, but it's enough to make a hernia pop.
Oh yeah, true. I had this problem a lot too.
Longest damn levels of the game. It's not only a flawless run you need to commit to, but it has to be a marathon too. Luckily though, I've got so good at this stage by this point, I'm able to smash these completely useless boxes right here before the exit and still end up with the platinum. I'm
Yeah, definitely
too
go.
cocky to talk about the first hardest level in this video. Generator room begins with Cortex laughing so heavily
Oh.
that he's practically choking, and if you're
Oh
going
yeah,
for
oh,
platinum here,
Cortex, please, or you're gonna fucking choke to death.
the first two time crates are positioned underneath TNT.
Oh my god, oh yeah, the TNT, oh, I hate this.
For the first goddamn boxes that need breaking, you'll then find yourself in a level with picky pixel perfect jumps galore, multiple moving platforms over bottomless pits,
Yeah, I can see why it's very difficult.
to skip as much of these moving platform sequences as possible by jumping as early as possible on and off of them as early as possible in order to shave off the milliseconds you need in order to win.
I just see, you have to skip the moving platforms to save time.
Moving on floating platforms that are so slow, I'm convinced they're
Bro, what the hell? That's why, I'm gonna repeat this over and over. This is why I don't do Platinum Relics. These things are insane.
I like to do in my generator rooms. Fumbling in the dumbling is a pretty hard stage just to get through.
Oh my god, no.
Smash Aku crates in order to keep the path lit. But if you get hit just one,
Yeah, if you get hit, you lose all the lights, which is just impossible to play.
it doesn't matter how many Aku crates you break, you are stuck in the dark. Combine that with the need to rush through this level, often making leaps of faith onto platforms that haven't come out of the dark yet, jumping onto spiders to make extremely tricky jumps, and trying to speed past
Also, don't I have to collect like a new mask crease to refresh the light?
the lab. Oh Lord Jesus, strangle a cat.
Oh my god, Jesus, leave the cat, holy fuck.
Trying to rush through this one is like trying to square dance on top of a kettle. It's horrible, and the main issue here is that
I mean, how would be square dancing on a kettle? I mean, if you do the kettle on the ground, it could be possible.
Time where you won't need to wait for these electric gates that if they touch you will zap your bats. And even if you time that start off so well that all the gates turn off by the time you reach them, meaning that you can get past them without stopping, that doesn't negate the trapdoors that open and close very quickly, the switches that you must hit in order to open doors.
Yeah, you have to hit both, or yeah.
Behind the doors in order to plan your next move until it's too late, and the awkward jumps that you need to do around all the enemies, which if you time wrong can also lead to you getting electrocuted. Although, if you end up being in the stage so long that you could have kids with it, you could teach yourself to jump over the lower zaps of the electric gates at the right time.
I mean, it's inconsistent in my opinion. And yeah, Stormy Ascent, of course it's there.
Yeah, pretty obvious choice now that I've said that, eh? I'm sure many of you would argue that Road to Nowhere or the High Road should have
Road to Nowhere is actually easy, I won't lie.
bad at all, because all you need to do is move forward and time your own jumps, and that is it really. Not move along.
I mean, yeah, in time trial you have to study your jumps, but in casual play, you can just go onto the ropes and skip the entire thing.
Get over spikes protected by stairs that turn into slides, jump off of spinning platforms to bounce on top of time crates and then land back on the spinning platforms, land on other platforms moving around in weird wavy patterns over spikes and bottomless pits, and while trying to keep yourself...
Yeah, no wonder this level was cut from the original.
...stages in the entire game. Yeah, and you guys think a bridge is difficult?
Oh look! What's that hiding under the stairs? Why, it's Cash Banuka 2 Gringotts Steakhouse.
This game was just as hard to
The steakhouse?
Crash 1, but for different reasons.
This sounds yummy.
You know by now, the original Crash 2 changed and refined basically everything from Crash 1, from the save system to gem collecting and especially the controls, including introducing the use of a slide, crawl, and slide jump for extra height and distance to your jumps.
Oh yeah, the sliding.
Power-ups in the PS1 game, so the Insane Trilogy remake got the same treatment as Crash 1. But with
I'll be honest, I hate the slide jumping in the originals. I prefer the slide jumping from the Crash 4. I can much more easier position myself than with the original sliding. With the original, we go all over the place. Like, it's hard to control it, at least for me.
It's not as bad as the original by a long way, but it's still very noticeable that you're dashing through the snow in a one-horse open coffin. So in many ways, despite the new moves you can play with that allow you to take ridiculous shortcuts, some of the Platinum Relics here can actually be harder to get than any of the other games because of the Crash Dash power-up added in that the original design of the levels never accounted for. But I still persisted.
I mean, yeah, the Crash Dash might actually make things difficult on this kind of level design.
To a simple stage known as Crash Crush. Well, it's simple enough on the base game at least. You run away from a boulder, but you...
Oh, I can already see where this is going. The mines.
Relic though, Jesus H. Crisp. Where in the standard game you get just enough room to see what's coming ahead with the screen placement, with the Crash Dash, that fairness is thrown out of the window. You cannot see what's coming or react to it quick enough because of how fast you move. And if it isn't a bottomless pit or electric gate you need to get around, it's the one thing that will absolutely kill your platinum runtime: the mines. You hit these mines and don't die.
Yeah, it's annoying because, like, I mean, they don't kill you, but they just stop you, and that is, I think, already a lost on. Yeah, it's a lost on the Platinum Relic.
They put dozens of them in the stage to avoid. If you're playing normally, they aren't a problem at all, just an annoyance that allows you to make a few mistakes. But running at blistering speeds, unable to see or guess where they'll appear from, or jump over them without seeing a pit they're sitting right next to, is infuriating. This level has no business being this difficult to platinum, but it is. So I'm gonna bitch. Hits right next to enemies that are invulnerable in certain states.
Oh, it's this one.
Wheels of hate, awkward
The ice physics.
Wooden log traps that crush you instantly if you haven't optimized your run before that point. Ice physics, icicles that hurt you if you aren't running perfectly.
Yeah, I also hate the ice physics in this level.
Long John Seal over here. Oh, and did I mention that this level has ice physics? Oh, and how about this for taking the biscuit? At the start of the stage, you have these weird-looking platforms here that will take you up to the side-scrolling parts of the levels. And in the Insane Trilogy, if you land anywhere other than dead center onto these platforms, you waste time as Crash automatically hops to the middle before the platform.
Okay, that's just stuff.
You need to make sure on every run that you land dead
That is just dumb.
platform so it moves instantly. Why?
You know how in showbiz everybody says to each other, break a leg? Do you reckon in snowbiz they all say to each other, keel over and die?
Hanging out, unlike its namesake, isn't very relaxing. And
Hey, we are hanging out right now.
begin having to deal with a windy sewage tunnel that the camera isn't fast enough to catch up with you on, meaning that you can't really see the rolling barrels of acid or the robots barreling towards you like they just saw the ice cream van. That isn't the worst of it though, because this level requires rushing as fast as possible during these monkey bar segments, which are unbearably awkward when you realize that in order to get
I mean, did you stop? And oh, okay, never mind.
See this? Yep, even if you stop for that long, you're screwed. So the very second you jump onto those metal grates, your positioning and timing...
I thought you didn't actually just, you know, wait for like a second at least. No, yeah, she can't. That is...
platforming moments, but started the level at the incorrect millisecond. By the time you reach these bars, the timing of these robots is out of whack and you won't be able to rush by without stopping or dying.
Which, by the way, if you want the relic, you can't do.
And there's no Aku Aku mask to sacrifice for this, until this part, where I then used it on the nitro crates, making me unable to rush by the electrified water.
And that's not the platinum.
Damn, this was a hard one.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's dumb.
Not because of the tricky platforming, the enemies, or the explosive crates, because truth be told, they aren't too difficult to get around with the incredibly blocky and straight level design. It makes it on this list for two reasons only. One, the timing of getting around the flaming tiki heads without stopping and waiting.
Oh, yeah.
And two, very annoyingly, these singular three platforms...
Oh my god, I hate those. I remember falling a lot on those.
Physics, multiple directions they move towards and away from the screen, and moving while they're off screen so that you have no idea where to position your next jump.
This is the most annoying part of the level.
The fun out of running this stage. You could have had the most flawless run and avoided all of the bastarding tiki head flames from pure luck, but just because you failed this bit near the ending, you've got to start the whole stage again. I don't think I need to explain why Totally Bare is on this list because...
Yeah, the darkness, and you need to use the speed in right moments. The speed boost.
If you want to play this totally normally, Totally Bare is a fine level, not too challenging, but the Platinum Relic requires you to use a dash ability as much as possible.
Yeah, that's kind of scuffed because some obstacles have to be cleared with the dash.
But most of the level is filled with jumps that can only be cleared by performing a dash jump. So you need to decide in the middle of the dark if you're going to dash right now and then not have a dash ready for a jump that needs it, or don't dash right now and end up wasting too much time while you save the dashing only for the jumps that need it. Look, you're riding a baby polar bear towards a husk of nothing. I shouldn't need to explain why this is hard. I'm not in court.
This then moves us on to Crash 3, the game that introduced the time trial relics in the first place and gave us the Crash Dash for the first
Yeah, the original.
You'd think that because the game with the Crash Dash in mind, everything from this point onwards would be much easier.
No, it's not gonna be easier.
Wishful thinking!
To be fair though, in terms of difficulty, I'd say this was one of the easier ones to fully platinum, purely because it's
Hello, sushi card.
rushed to a certain extent. It's still not easy, God no, but compared to the others, it's not as bad. And by the way, again, yes, I am using the Insane Trilogy version of the game for the sake of consistency in this video. And if anything, because of some of the
Yeah, it makes some actually harder.
This is arguably the hardest way to get all the platinum relics anyway, so you're welcome, internet.
Oh great, what's that? It's my ego.
Anyway, I think it's high time we get this list started. I'm ready for this. Let's go. Damn you.
Damn. I guess they really like committing arson in this place.
As you hop along magic carpets that won't stay still to screw up your jumps, and you'll run straight into the jaws of fire, caused by the locals throwing all of their rubbish out of the windows. I guess this means they drink petroleum. These two elements are enough to mess up the most perfect of runs, and the irritating thing is that they occupy most of the stage, and are both built around a looping AI that no matter how hard you try, will never be exactly the same on each attempt, causing you to miss countless jumps.
Oh, that's kind of shit. Huh?
Because who needs platforms in a platformer? And if you haven't got an Aku,
Of course, for these platforms, we can just jump on air.
Which means that you need to put your controller down and start drinking battery acid. Hog Ride is a horrible
Who doesn't like that?
for a platinum relic. Luckily, I've done it so many times now, it isn't too taxing.
I mean, little think about me. When I was a little piece of shit, I ate batteries. No, it's not a joke. I ate fucking batteries. And now I'm here, putting up a show as a clown.
For me, but just getting to that point made me want to shave with a cactus. The level of practice you need to perform the utter absurd stipulation of getting a platinum on this stage is a joke. But not a funny joke, a joke that I hate so much that I have to write a letter of complaint to the BBC. What you need to do in Hog Ride to get a platinum relic is start boosting on the first speed pad you see, and then that's it, good luck. For the entire stage, you cannot lose this boost. And while you're boosting, your turning is so slow and heavy, even my knees think, damn, I wish I was as stiff as that. If the road
My knees are very stiff.
other racers looking to nudge into you and ruin the boost, ramps that if you go over will
My knees are more stiff than a piece of metal.
nothing, which let's be honest is not realistic at all. The time crates as well, they all need to be broken to get the relic, but they're positioned in places where you need to preemptively turn into them and then preemptively turn out of them to slip through.
Can I ask, why is police standing in the middle of the road?
And by the way, the edge of the road also ruins your boost, so Hog Ride in essence is a tightrope walk on a motorbike. Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Isn't this dangerous? Like, can police in this road do anything they want?
Tightest, flawless driving you'll ever experience in any game. And yes, all of the future bike levels are a piece of cake compared to this one, because they have moments where keeping your boost going is impossible, and time crates that are in the air that you have to ramp jump over, which will ruin your boost. So you have no choice but to slow down, but can still get the platinum. Here though, nah, you gotta keep the boost going for the entire thing, and it's also harder on the Insane Trilogy than on the original game because of the control differences. Hog Ride? At this point, I'd prefer riding a hog, and I think Crash wants to ride one in another way.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I think you all know what I want to say.
Sphinxinator. What a boneheaded troll of a stage this is to platinum. I mean, it starts with you needing to ignore the clock, head backwards, fire at the clock with your...
Oh yeah, this one, I remember that one.
The crates that were originally behind you because now they've become time stoppers. After that, it's just you and the whim of the stage, subjecting you to whatever it feels like at whatever time it feels like. Sure, there are some skill-based elements you can master to cut down the seconds, like Death Tornado spin gliding across these moving platforms to skip them, or working out how to get by this awkward stack of TNT crates sandwiched between time crates. Particularly annoying since you can't tank through here and need to save Aku for the final invincibility stretch at the end of the level. But the rest of it, so Beck help me, where do I begin? Fast moving platforms that leave too big of a gap to skip quickly unless they're timed perfectly. Closing doors that stay shut for ages unless you...
Oh, yeah, this makes sense why it would be hard to have platinum.
Second, depending on how well your run has gone up to that point. Ice physics across oily floors that also have giant block traps falling from the ceiling. Most of the platinum relic here is just luck. So, good luck. Luckily, our next level doesn't rely on luck. but that doesn't make it good. Hot Cocoa is the most unique level.
Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, this one is a piece of shit.
Nitro detonator box hidden in the level in order to clear the row of nitro crates blocking the exit, and Aku Aku isn't a thing that can cheese it for you. So you need to
There's a glitch that could actually skip you this level.
on your way to the detonator and on your way back to end the level. You can't hit too many on the way there, or you'll have none on the way back. There's like 70 boxes that you can choose from, and multiple directions and angles you can take.
Yeah, trying to get all of the boxes in this level was a hell.
It'd be so bad if the jet ski controls weren't as bad as my self-esteem. I've been over this before, but it bears repeating and grinding.
Don't worry, Callie, I also have a bad self-esteem.
The worst part of the Insane trilogy as a whole, and where they far from affect my love for the game as it stands. When trying to get the platinum relic for Hot Cocoa, it's borderline unplayable. You skim and slide over the water with the most slippery controls imaginable and with a stupidly wide turning circle, so when your route involves being up close and personal with multiple mines or nitro crates, by the end of your run, you would have learnt a brand new language full of naughty words and phlegm. The time limit is so tight too, so you end up experimenting with different routes, which means different timings of different moving mines and different angles across different ramps, and it's so easy to miss every box or to hit the ones you really didn't want to hit. Hell, I could barely hit the time trial clock half the time before even starting the stage. Look at this. The best time I could get legitimately was right here, only overtaken by the glitch run I did ages ago where you could do this.
Yeah, this one.
And trust me, after only a few tries of Hot Cocoa, you will be tempted to do this, but if you want to see the route that I figured out legit, try copying it for yourself. It's right here.
So be honest, I wouldn't even try.
Future Tense, the new level added into the Insane trilogy.
I would just do the glitch immediately.
By Vicarious Visions. It's designed to be the hardest level in Crash 3, and it is the hardest level in Crash 3, which naturally makes it the hardest to speedrun. Future Tense is so difficult that it makes me want to run away and put up a load of Future Tense. It's got everything. Time crates hidden in death-defying places, moving platforms, spinning platforms, plasma gates that time themselves on and off, enemies that are briefly invulnerable and move in weird patterns, enemies that are briefly invulnerable and don't.
Yeah, I never really played this level, now that I think about it.
Off-screen, the need for you to not get hit at all so you can exploit Aku Aku invincibility halfway through the stage, platforms that become unusable at inconvenient times. This level has it all. It takes every single frustrating aspect of Platinum Relic running from every other classic Crash level and blends it together into a milkshake only good enough for an OAP. Just look at this. Look at this. They expect you to rush through this.
I think it's about time that we move on to Crash Team Racing now, and yes, just before you say anything, I will be using footage from the remake, just for consistency in this video and because it looks nicer. Oh, also...
Yeah, I missed the times the Crash Team Racing Nitro Field was updated.
It looks nicer and controls a little bit different.
It was such a fun time playing this game.
In this version, I think some of the relics are harder to get on PS4 anyway, because it's way too easy to totally overshoot jumps and fly over the boxes. I made getting the
Oh my god, I remember how many times I shot over the boxes.
bow down, it's fine. I've got kids here that already do that for me.
This game, personally,
Then I wish I could also have this kind of thing. Having some kids to clap for me would be nice. Wait, no, wait, no, never mind.
When Crash Team Racing originally rolled around, I don't think anybody expected them to bring the platforming collectathon elements of classic Crash over to the kart racing mechanics. But they damn well did. Not for the regular races, but for the extra challenge races you unlocked after earning the main game trophies. One of those challenges of which being the time trials, rewarding you with the same time trial relics as the previous games. The objective here is the same. Rush through the track as fast as possible, but with three very important differences. Firstly, you don't unlock a new speed turbo power-up or anything. You just need to perfect the mechanic of drift boosting and use it as much as possible. Which is kind of a pain when you need to aim accurately at the time crates while you're doing it. Secondly,
Yeah, that's the most annoying part.
so many to the point meaning that you'll have to ignore some crates and save them for different routes on future laps. And thirdly, hitting all of the crates rewards you with a 10-second deduction, which is a massive bonus, and a brilliant reward for bringing in the smashing all boxes mechanic from the original games. With all of that being said though, there were a few tracks here I platinumed by complete accident, which was a good sign.
Yeah, I'm curious. Is it the tracks that I had problems with would be the same for him?
And some tracks like Cortex Castle,
Super Speedway was one of them I had problems. I remember that one. This one was annoying as hell.
10-second deduction I figured that I would have needed. But that doesn't mean there aren't some bollock-ripping tracks though, because here they are. First off, Coco Park.
Oh yeah, Coco Park. Oh yeah, how could I forget about this one?
It's big, wide, and has no sharp turns.
That one crate that is in such a awkward place where if you jump just too high you miss it. You jump you barely jump and you miss it. Like, it's just annoying. Yeah, it's decent too.
I've tried multiple speeds from multiple angles and it still seems like total luck to me. And this single Sekiro level jump hiding in the easiest course of the game isn't all. There's also time crates hidden behind the same hill on the ground.
Behind the hill.
Or aim towards before jumping off of the hill that you will need to do to get the boost. You will drive by these things at least once, even if you have a rough idea where they'll be. And on an easy track, missing these really few boxes makes you feel like a complete idiot. And I'm not an idiot, because my mummy told me I wasn't. Engine's Lab. This is an awkward ass track to race.
Really? Engine's Labs? I don't remember I have much problems with it.
90-degree turns and crates hidden behind other corners that you can't quite see around until it's too late. Also, at the end of the lap, you get given a ton of 3-second crates all stacked up in a grid. And for the life of
If I remember correctly, all I did was collecting them at the beginning of the race.
I wasn't able to get the platinum even by starting the race reversing into them. However you look at it, it's unintuitive and it feels like a pointless hurdle that you can very easily mess up, costing you the platinum relic. I also really hate the way the PlayStation logo sticker throbs whenever you speed boost. It's very distracting and it made me fall off this end of the track at least 6 times. By the way, that's another thing. This track puts too many boxes right on the edge of bottomless pits that you cannot fall in, but still somehow you have to speed past. What is this? Blizzard Bluff is only
It's not really that difficult.
And anybody who's played this stage knows what I'm about to say. 2 words. This.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand you, Caddy.
Oh wait, that's 3. This is it. This is the only reason this stage is such a chore.
The fucking snow physics. Oh, sorry, ice physics.
Kind of annoying, but those issues pale. They squeal in comparison to this bumbling piss stick of a jump right here. You not only have to be going as fast as humanly possible beforehand, which means not getting squashed by this stupid stone.
To be honest, the rock was the least of my concern doing this track. That ice physics.
Hitting all of the time crates placed in such a way that I swear it was designed to point and laugh at me even when I got the jump correct. I'm playing as Gorilla Monkey Anus Face for this one. Papu Papu is meant
I'm sorry, monkey face what?
He's a terrible boss fight, he's a laughing stock.
Papu want in action to lay boom down big.
And he's a stereotype. But he has his own racetrack in Crash Team Racing, one of my favorites in fact, Papu's Pyramid. But getting the platinum relic for it makes me want to snap my own neck while I'm screaming out loud. First of all, you've got to go around the track as fast as possible, which makes sense, it is a time trial.
I have problems from it. I think the biggest problem, yeah, is those crates.
To hit certain time boxes. Secondly, you've got to perform a very awkward jump right off of the edge of the track in order to hit a clump of boxes, going against common sense. And with it being at a ridiculously weird angle, that's very easy to mess up. Thirdly, this stage is guilty of the crime of placing some of these crates
Yeah, the plans. The amount of times these plans ruined my run on those platinum relics was insane.
By the traps placed right next to them. Get out of my face and let me race before I fold you up and shove you into a green pipe, dick. You all saw this one coming, right?
There it is. Yep.
This level is the hardest one to platinum relic by far, and it's on the first world of the adventure mode, so well done to whoever chose to put it there. The easy culprit alone.
I think this one took me the longest to complete for platinum.
Jump that you have to land at least once to grab a load of hidden time crates. But that's not actually what I dislike about this level, believe it or not. Check it, I can perform this jump nearly every single time I try it. Once you know you need to take the ramp before it, dead straight before you jump after performing a boost from the inside of another pipe, it's really not an issue. What I have an issue with is the ditch-like level design that doesn't work too well with the camera and hides time crates.
Yeah, it hides the crates too well, yeah. There's one at the beginning of the track. Yeah, this one.
Actually, one of the first jumps hides a box on the ground after you land that you just have to guess the position of as you land. There are crates hidden behind the corners of some of the edges of the sewer pipes, and there's even these 3 crates here that can't all be hit on the 3 laps because of the shortcut lap you need to take that avoids them. So hitting all of these alone is enough of a pain. I could also complain about the giant toxic barrels that roll back and forth just slowly enough that predicting what edge of the tunnel you need to be on is a pipe dream.
Toxic barrels are not really that difficult. Oh yeah, this jump. This was the worst thing.
Right here. Looks very easy to get, doesn't it? Well, you won't get it. Approach it fast, you miss. Approach it slowly, you miss. Approach it straight, you miss. Approach it crooked, you miss. Approach it while
yeah, that was me doing this track.
You miss. To this day, I still have no idea how to hit this crate without the will of God, and whenever I do hit it successfully, that run is later ruined by the toxic barrels and other hidden boxes cowering in the curves of the half pipe that I can't quite see around.
And then after all of that, I had to platinum relic every level in Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex.
Oh no.
Wrath of Cortex is a very polished game that has no flaws whatsoever. You see these neon feather reflections? You see this falling down animation activating when being burned in lava? You see these floating eyes after a pitfall death? Yeah, all of that was clearly intentional. If you were to class this game
Yeah, of course, intentional.
which I suppose it is in Japan, then this is the official final Crash platformer with the exact same mechanics and gameplay structure as Crash 3. With that being said, getting the platinums here was thoroughly unenjoyable because the levels are either way too difficult or way too easy and totally boring. There's no in-between with Wrath of Khan. There were tons of levels that I could have picked for this mini-list. I would say Smokey and the Bandicoot for the uncontrollably slippery Jeep controls, but the time limit for the platinum is so generous you can basically rush through it while missing a ton of
No, that's a yeah. That's the point with that, of course. Is the platinums are just they are literally between both worlds. It's either too easy or it's either too hard.
For the much heavier platforming style of Coco, making things just a little bit harder than necessary. But all of these things didn't end up making the cut. So these levels I picked will go to show you how buggered they are for getting a platinum. Cortex! The Gauntlet. I mean, the level is named after exactly
Okay, that the name already suggests it's a pain.
Seemingly endless obstacles, enemies, and death traps that will turn you bald. The timings of the obstacles are annoying time wasters when you approach them wrong. You need to keep as many Aku Aku masks on you as possible.
Okay, what the heck is this? How are you supposed to get out of this?
No feeling quite like making it to the very last corner of the gauntlet, only to press yourself into a pancake. Cortex! Coral Canyon, a water level in a game where all of the water levels suck the life out of me. I majorly dislike the water levels in Wrath of Cortex for how overly spacious everything is, and yet despite that, how suddenly enemies and instant death traps can appear because they come from the other end of the screen that isn't even visible because the level is so
yeah, that's annoying.
here, trying to rush these levels with enemies appearing from thin air, thin water, while trying to figure out where the hell the time crates even are because you don't get enough of a view of the level on a single screen. Oh, did I also mention that most of this level takes place in a submarine that really needs to go on a diet? In this thing, you don't only move like a tank, but you are—
Why does it explode so easily?
attack fast enough to react to the hundreds of enemies, and the metal casing gets completely obliterated if you so much as touch a goldfish. That, and here's a bugger, when you're out of the sub, did you know that the fast swim move you have, you know, to fast swim, doesn't get you the platinum relic by default?
What?
You need to know to use the Death Tornado spin move. Yeah, underwater, which you can't do in any other Crash game. So if this was the quickest way to move in the
Okay,
first
that's
place,
weird.
why give us a fast swimming button? Why is steering during the spin like turning an oven dial? Why do we even need a sub if we're more safe and deadly being out in the open? If this is Coral Canyon, then where did the coral go?
Yeah, where is the coral?
Platinum relic is best described as being the same thing that Crash is rolling around in. A massive lumpy ball. I think I'm one of the few people who will defend the ball rolling stages in Wrath of Cortex.
No, I also defend those. These are actually pretty fun levels.
Design like this that you have no choice but to speed through, it all becomes wretched. This is easily the most perilous ball rolling stage in the game and is desperate at every opportunity for you to lose control of yourself and fly directly into a conveniently placed Bandicoot rolling ball vehicle shaped hole, which ends up happening all the time. Not counting the times that you're trying to be careful and get sucked into the hole's irresistible grasp. Oh, and who's this? Why, it's Dingodile firing randomly in scattered patterns right where you need to be. And since you have to rush this stage,
Right, is that level where it uses the main Crash enemies very badly? Oh yeah, there it is.
after all the previous games. Oh god, don't nudge me. That's my one weakness. Cortex! Here we are attempting a platinum rush in Gold
Not the
Rush,
nudgy
one of the
nudgy.
longest stages in all of Crash 4, which in itself is already a problem if you fail on any one of the number of tricky platforming segments and the doomsday obstacles in your way because you've got a marathon of a stage to get back through in order to try again. It also has some very interesting physics, but the biggest flick in the nuts when it comes to Gold Rush are the utterly absurd stipulations you must comply to in order to make the Platinum Relic work. You see these areas here? Taking into account that this happens to you if you fall from the monkey bars, do you think that means that this is the fastest way you have to get around them? No!
There's no way, right?
You to figure out that you need to glitch by the out-of-bound areas with post-hit invincibility from Aku Aku.
I'm sorry, what? How the fuck people figured it out?
In order to walk on areas usually impossible to reach so that you can skip the monkey bars. This is the only stage that allows you to do this with pits that could usually kill you even if you've got an invincible Aku Aku mask on.
How dare you do that, Crash! This is a Christian channel!
Cortex!
For me, Droid Void was pure misery to try and Platinum Relic, because it has everything I hate in a difficult time trial. A needless giant target vehicle type that is weaker than a flip.
Oh yeah, the giant target thing again.
Obstacles that will slow you down or kill you if you don't figure out how they work. Long and horrifically boring parts that you find yourself redoing over and over again. Crash, how are you so slow on the monkey bars when your body is nothing but one giant peck? This monkey bar intro, though, is the cherry on top of the cake of lies.
Okay, I'll be honest. Who thought that this speed is reasonable? Like, what I see here is that they are trying to go for realism in a Crash Bandicoot game. What is wrong with those developers?
This was an acceptable speed of movement, even for the regular game. It takes you nearly a minute at the start of every attempt just to get to the actual challenging parts of the platforming, by which time you die trying to learn it, and so then you're right back at the start again. And the tricky platforming is just one thing. This mech that Crash rides, where totally fine in the standard game, is hellish to use in a platinum run, mostly due to the Wumper cannon never going off when you need it to for no reason whatsoever. You can't skip these parts. You need to blow the
Okay, who was the programmer of this game? Hello?
You hold the button to aim and let go of the button to fire. Why am I dropping the gun and not firing it, Rash? Taking that aside though, like I mentioned, you're a huge target that's about as brittle as a champagne flute. Your jump from a standstill is painfully slow, and you
Me dropping a Lego figure be like...
hit point to skip this enemy, or the platinum isn't yours.
I hated every waking second I spent in Droid Void.
Oh yeah, this one.
I spent in Crash Nitro Kart.
And may I just say that Crash Nitro Kart is one of the most flawless games I've ever played.
Oh, I actually never got any glitches while playing this on the emulator.
Platinum every level on. At its release, Crash Nitro Kart was met with mixed reception, and I'll tell you straight away why that is. The controls feel like you just ran over a deer. Okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I agree. The controls are actually... like, it feels so slow.
Even Mario Kart. There's no bounce, no sense of speed, strangely restrictive turning, and the new drift mechanic of giving you more speed the closer you let the drift go before backfiring is nice and all, but for all the platinums, you had better make damn sure that all of your drift boosts are of the last minute perfect type, which are very easy to mess up, or else you're not getting the platinum. Combined with difficult steering even with the best steering character on your team, and you'll be missing boxes.
Wait, that is the best steering character.
With boxes in them all the time. So with all of this being said, most of
That is the character with the highest steering stat, and it steers like it's a fucking folding chair.
And it has multiple traps that move very quickly and can't touch you once, boxes placed over the edges of the bottomless pits that you have to steer away from the track to reach and then back onto the track again just in the right amount of time. There's an ending level squashing trap that you can activate yourself accidentally, and it's extremely long, making any mistake, especially on the last lap, extra annoying. But I didn't...
Yeah, I didn't do the platinums in the Nitro Fuel for these maps.
As a whole, the track and box placements within
Oh, I think I can get it one. That one's shortcut, isn't it?
Your face while you're trying to hit some of the trickier ones. Keeping your speed up and steering correctly while avoiding these tiny bumps in the road is pretty aggravating. But the worst offender of bump placement in a kart racer of all time happens at the very end of this lap, where you're
this one.
at max possible speed.
This shortcut is as annoying as it's in the original. Like, I mean, this shortcut in Nitro Fuel... this shortcut in Nitro Fuel is as annoying as it's in the original. The amount of times I missed this jump in a time trial, it's insane.
Done right, you aren't making this jump, and the retries I have for it are staggering. I even tried cheating it, I got so frustrated, but that ended up wasting more time than saving it, so I suppose you can say now that my day has been barren ruined. Deep sea driving is hard for one reason and one reason only. It isn't the shortcuts, it isn't the box locations, it isn't the slowing down...
The saws, right?
It's these fan blades. They're way too big,
or fan blades, yeah.
Way too many of them. You can't get touched by them once on all 3 laps, and I think they should deep sea die in a hole. This is a shock, isn't it? The final race course.
Oh yeah, that's not a shocker.
Obviously, Hyperspaceway is a crazy track that has many shifts in course design during a single lap. It's got the most traps, it's got the most pitfalls, it's got the tightest turns, it's got the longest laps, making even the smallest mistake make me feel sick at the thought of trying again, and it has without a doubt the hardest shortcut in the whole game to get right. This one requires constant
Yeah, you need the constant boosting to actually perform it.
There's even mud on the track right before the biggest gap to slow you down even if you are boosting. Oh, but if you go too fast before reaching the shortcut that you need to go fast on, you could just hop your way over the boxes you need to break like a cute little bunny that I now want to hunt down and skin. None of these tracks, though, compare even slightly
We love the physics of this game.
that Jungle Boogie gave to me. This is
Jungle
one of the first
Boogie?
levels of the game, so how could it possibly be this bad?
Oh, is it the first shortcut, maybe?
It is. In order to platinum Jungle Boogie, you are required to play the stage perfectly. No mistakes in the slightest. If you stop boosting at any point, you've lost. And the biggest joke added into the track is actually right.
Yeah, there it is. This one.
Swear to Christ, it doesn't matter what speed you take this jump at, or what angle, or if you boost before it, or if you don't boost before it. It is simply pure luck whether or not you will even jump at all and make it across this gap. Then after that, the same applies for the
Yeah, even in Nitro Fuel, that shortcut is annoying.
sometimes just doesn't. And even if you do
Yeah, the second one that is right here is actually pretty easy in Nitro Fuel.
time crate on the only chance you have to hit it during the boost, you've got to nail these 2 pixel perfect jumps all over again because you just lost the platinum and need to start again. And this isn't even mentioning the extremely cramped track design compared to every other course, which loves to make some of the boxes way too difficult to hit with your stiff driving controls anyway. By the time I was done with this track, I was convinced that my house was for dinner.
Jesus, we're nearly there. On to the Crash games on GBA now. Look, it's Crash Bandicoot XS. Crash
Oh, it's this one.
Crash XS, or Crash the Huge Adventure in the USA, is a game I hold very fond memories of from when I was a kid, playing it for hours constantly whenever I was on
Yeah, that is the one I don't play a lot on any emulators.
TV. So it only seems appropriate to ruin those happy memories with this being on equal footing with Crash 4 and Crash Nitro Car as the hardest damn game to get the platinum relics on. I mean, my lord! Luckily, most of my gripes with the 5 hardest stages are applicable across the board. When trying to rush through these levels, the amount of screen that you can see whenever you're required to go higher or lower into a level makes landing on platforms downright guesswork. And despite being mostly the same kind of platforming in terms of handling from the PS1 side scrolling, the sliding and slide jumps are not the most responsive in this game, which will cause you the most deaths out of any other Crash game when timing.
I mean, trying to actually go around this map while I have barely any visibility is kind of shit, I won't lie.
As a general rule, the space levels in this game are the trickiest, for the guesswork on safe platforms to land on, the lack of sound cues when trying to time enemy attacks, and briefly invulnerable hazards, not to mention some incredibly precise jumps that you have to nail as quick as possible, and with those lovely delayed inputs when it comes to slide jumping. There's nothing particularly stand out about this level compared to the others in the game, it's just a great conglomeration of all the issues the base game has, that are now only a major problem because you're crash dashing through it. However, this doesn't apply to No Fly Zone. And the funny thing about No Fly Zone,
Because they fly.
you're flying in it. And the
Yeah.
funny thing about No Fly Zone is that rushing it is basically impossible since it's an auto-scroller away from the screen. You can only go as fast as the level lets you, so that must make it easy, right? Just hit all of the easy boxes, make sure your health doesn't drop, and the platinum is yours. Well, no, because this stage is split up by 3 mini-bosses. These blimps. And in order to get the platinum, you need to make sure that
Oh yeah,
every
so
shot you take
that
lands on the
center.
point of these blimps. If more than maybe 2 or 3 shots don't land in the entire stage in total, you've lost. And trying to
Okay,
hit that
that's kind of dumb.
GBA D-pad while missiles get in your way, while the blimp does what it shouldn't be able to do and moves quickly, all of this will really end up getting on
Wait,
your
why does that
nerves. It's
blimp
very
move
hard
so
to
quickly? It makes no sense.
with a single hit. But you know, it's possible. So get God. Snow Job is the grossest name for a level I've ever heard, and an absolute nightmare to get the Platinum Relic on for more reasons than the universal ones when it comes to how Crash XS handles. Because now you have to deal with a lot of extremely fast ice physics colliding with the unresponsive slide jumping, and even more displeasingly, a giant, endless, downright cruel section of you needing to run to
Oh, wait a minute, you can't even see anything.
while holding the boost button. While the game throws a nuclear assault of insta-kill obstacles and enemies your way that you will not see until it's already too late. The GBA just can't keep up with you, and it's absolutely fine when running at a normal pace, but while boosting, it's practically unplayable. Where am I
Yeah, you have to
Where will it
basically
find me?
remember the
It's gonna
track.
kill me in the next millisecond, and why does it last so agonizingly long? I reckon by the time it takes you just to get by this one section of the level, you could have had a snow job of your own. The final countdown. It's the final level of the game, so it's meant to be the hardest. It's in space, and you all know why that's an issue from
Yeah, that's no surprising. It is the hardest.
You can't see where you're landing, platforms that drop you, nitro crates everywhere, it's a really long level. I've got nothing more to add. It's just unpleasant to get the platinum on. But not as unpleasant for me as the second grossest name for a level I've ever heard right after Snow Job, Drip Drip Drip, which will either make you think of something very naughty or a bad tribute.
Yeah, I just did.
Getting a platinum in this stage, this dirty dishwater of a stage, was easily one of the least enjoyable things I've ever done in a Crash game. And why it was so unenjoyable was because, as a whole, it's not that difficult. So I felt like a moron every time I restarted. But the amount of restarts, my god, you'd never believe the amount of my restarts. All because of one thing. One seemingly easy and insignificant thing that ended up giving me recurring nightmares for days after getting the relic. The frogs. These frogs are the worst enemy in any Crash game, hands down, all of them. Because even if you know
Both of the frogs.
if you memorize every location of them, they will kill you if their stomachs so
What?
much as look at you a little bit funny. It doesn't even matter if you're
Aren't
spinning while they land on
they
you.
remind me of those lizards from Crash 1.
Barely stand to touch them, and when rushing from left to right on a screen crunch,
They're also very annoying and jump around.
from off camera until you've already been murdered by them. Sometimes jumping in advance doesn't even help because you could jump straight into their stomachs and die that way in mid-air. Plus, the stage spams them repeatedly throughout the whole.
Why does this stage have so many frogs?
Frogs in a flat and boring
Do they have mitosis or what?
and it does nothing but make me feel stupid for dying on it so many times.
So maybe it's about time I play another game that will surely calm me down. And it's on the GBA, which means it has exactly the same control problems.
Oh, no.
And excuse me while I banish this game to the depths of my shores.
Ugh, this video is too long, man. Crash Entranced is the sequel to Crash XS, also on the Game Boy Advance, and surprise, surprise, comes bundled with exactly
It has the same problems, right?
to Platinum Relics. But it also has two new power-ups that work great in the standard game, but when put into the time trials, cause nothing but problems. Get a load of this. If you hold L and press R, you do a super slide, an uncontrollably fast slide that will make you slide off more ledges than anything else. If you hold L and press jump while standing still,
Wait.
you do a super jump.
They are on the same button.
But one that goes so high that you can't see where you're gonna go, can't see where you're gonna land, doesn't protect you from whatever's above you, and gives you practically no distance. What button do you think you have to hold to do the crash dash? L. So if you're dashing
Yeah,
and
they are the same fucking button. That is so dumb.
committing to a jump, if you're still holding the dash button ready to start running again, you'll instead rocket into the air and escape the atmosphere.
Oh wow, this is a great angle.
Or on the other hand, if you need to slide during
Great
the
angle
dash,
of
you
what?
don't do the normal slide. You'll instead do the super slide because you're already holding the dash button to run fast. It's confusing, it's disorientating, and some part of me tells me that the devs realized these flaws because getting the platinums here as a whole wasn't actually that bad at all. The time limits were really generous, so I think they must have felt a bit guilty. Saying that, there were still some bastard levels though, so let's dive into them. Rocks can roll. Oh my, they
Oh, I didn't know.
can roll indeed. Right off the edge of the level. I'm gonna defend these levels for a second as well. Yes, I like them. Not as much as the Wrath of Cortex ones, but for isometric ball rolling on a GBA, this felt really satisfying to get right. You can even hold A to use it as a brake to get more control back. This mechanic in itself makes these stages 10 times more playable. And
Then
brings out a
the
lot
T-pose of
they stop
dominance.
from flying off of the edge if you think you were rolling too fast. What I have a problem with when trying to rush these stages is
My man is asserting dominance while rolling around. That is so just different kind of level of absolute alpha.
that don't have a clear pattern on when they turn on or off are a pain. Slightly wonky hit detection is a pain. The occasional slowdown moment is a pain. Whatever way you look at it, this level is a pain. Runaway
Like my
is
life.
an appropriate name for this level because oopsie, the rug ran away from your feet. You've lost. It's got all the problems with the controls I've already mentioned from the first GBA game, but now with those lovely power-ups activating when you really don't want them to. Next, hop-in coffins. We have all the same problems with the first GBA game, but now with those lovely power-ups activating when you really don't want them to. And
So it's basically hard because of those stupid power-ups, huh?
jump off of them if you don't press them properly, and ice physics. Ice physics with an accidental super slide. Surely that's just asking for a nasty bit of criticism. Oh look, another Egyptian level. Slip and sliding sphincter. I mean, this just sums up everything without me needing to explain anything else, right? The platinum relic for the first level of the game, Island Intro, I'm convinced was put there for a joke. Yes,
Wait, the first level?
really is that difficult. Wanna know why? Just watch. that run seem pretty seamless, like it couldn't be improved? Well, according to the game, it could, because I just achieved a gold relic time. Yes, to platinum the first level of Crash 2 Entranced, you need to be so perfect that you're literally shaving off microseconds with each attempt you try. The level isn't long, the level isn't hard, but getting that platinum took me more retries than any other level in the
That's actually kinda insane. What the hell?
Angry monobrow.
And finally, it is Crash Nitro Kart on the GBA, which is not a port from the PS2 version because the GBA could not handle.
Wait, the GBA one has pattern relics? Oh yeah, wait, it does.
Which means that technically I have to get all of the relics on this version of the game as well.
It did show it at the beginning. So basically every single one?
Just to be serious for a second, I actually can't pick any one of these stages as the hardest because, to be completely honest, they're all basically the same in terms of challenge, and that challenge isn't very high to begin with. As great as this game is, the
Oh, okay, never mind then.
due to the GBA, so aside from different cosmetics and a few left to right turns that are different, all the races here feel practically the same, especially when it comes to relic races, because the boxes can't be placed anywhere that created to begin with, and shortcuts aren't really a thing in this game. All of this considered means that Nitro Kart GBA was the easiest game to platinum for me by a long way, and picking the 5 hardest levels just seems somewhat impossible because it's like comparing this flat square and this flat rectangle in the original Mario Kart. Like, aside from extremely minor differences, they're all basically the same track, and whenever something stands out, it's usually extremely mundane. Oh my god, it's a gap! Nothing more to say. This one was
It's a
massive
gap.
to complete on platinum.
There is no way. A gap in my cool GBA game?
Pick a heavy speed character for the relic races because they're a bit lumpy dumpy and love to miss all of the boxes. Oh my god, is that a tight corner?
That's it! 202 platinum relics in the bag. My Crash Love quota for this year is completely full. I'm done. No more. Bye, everybody. I'm gonna go and get some fresh air after that. Oh, I can't. The world
You know,
still
the bricks.
works, so I guess I'll just fall asleep right here. Thank you for watching the dumbest and most painful video I ever made. And in case you were wondering about my top 5 overall hardest relics to get, I'll give you a quick list. Jungle Boogie, Leave Me Alone, Don't Care, Shut Up, I'm Tired, and I'm never gonna do anything like this ever again. Nurse, give me my sedatives!
Subscribe and hit that bell.
Please subscribe to Caddy. He's amazing. Okay. I think that's gonna be it for today. It's already getting late and I have to go to school tomorrow. Okay, we'll see each other probably in a week. If nothing comes up as always. Okay, thank you everyone for joining.